All righty. Now let's hit them with that again. What's up? It's the Arthur Moats experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, you know, whenever we play on Thursday and we got a game on Saturday, I'm all discombobulated. But other than that, life's great, baby. How are you?
I'm actually doing pretty good.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm doing all right.
I feel electric as well, baby. What's on your mind, man? Why you feeling so good today, baby? It's a great day to be alive. Shout out to Dick LeBeau. That's what he would say.
Well, in the Steelers universe, we had some things go our way yesterday.
Some awesome things go our way yesterday.
Should have been more, but
we'll
take with what we got.
We got the main one.
What was the main one?
What you mean? The one that got us in the 6?
Well, 2 of them. Yeah, there were 2 wild card losses, right? It was the Texans lost. Mm-hmm. What was the other team? Colts.
That's what. Was it the Colts? Yeah.
Colts lost to Bengals. Mm-hmm. Now Bengals have propelled themselves up to 7-6.
They have
a lot of 7-6 teams right now, and somehow we have the best tiebreaker out of all of them. I don't know how that's possible.
Yes,
doesn't feel like we should have the best tiebreaker, but we'll take it.
As I'm sitting here, I'm like, how did we backdoor back into this? I'm like, yo, I don't know, but I love it. I don't know how it happened, but I love it.
Yeah, so good things happened for us over the weekend. I feel like the Ravens should have lost. They could have won it, too. That was one of those just back-and-forth games.
It's a Ravens game.
Yeah.
That's how Ravens play, bro. You know
Rams
that.
and Ravens were trying to give up that game a little bit.
We got Flacco out here fresh off the couch going for 3+. I'm like,
I can't stand him, and I can't stand... Dude, let me be very clear on this, too. I can't stand the Steeler fans slurping Flacco right now.
Bro.
Dude, they fucking love Flacco. Excuse my language. But they love Flacco right now.
Deke, we are on the same page,
and are acting like he is God's gift to the earth.
Deke, we are on the same page.
Couch and doing some good things for the Browns.
Deke, we are on the same page.
They'd rather have him over Kenny Pickett. They'd rather have him over Trubisky. Whatever. Just our whole quarterback situation.
They love him right now, bro.
It's crazy. Very strange. We were talking about Joe Flacco.
Please, Deke, talk to these boys.
Joe Flacco.
Deke, please talk to me.
Get over yourself and get your dignity back.
I have seen this. I was like, are y'all for real right now? They were losing it behind Joe.
Bro, wow. It is weird. Wow. He's not even playing that good.
Bro, I see one.
He's got some decent stats. Bro, I see he's one. Not he playing that good.
Threw across the road to Njoku. Njoku took it to the crib, and they like, yo, it's the longest touchdown reception for Njoku all season. I said, bro, he literally.
Are you talking about the 4th and 2? No, I don't even think we're talking about the same one. He had another one on 4th and 2 late in the game. He threw a curl route to the dude, almost got sacked, and he took it to the house for 40 yards.
And they lost their mind behind it, bro. They lost their mind
It's very, very, very strange. Very strange. I mean, they're talking about him. They're talking about Browning, obviously. Now, Zach Wilson had a good game. They take him over Kenny Pickett. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Justin Fields even had his little game. So trust me, across the board, bro. I've seen it. I've seen it across the board.
Unbelievable. And, you know, these people only do it week by week. Mm-hmm. It's just pinpoint a couple of good quarterback performances per week.
Yes.
Per week.
But it's never
consistent. That are typically outliers. Yeah. You want Josh Dobbs now.
There's no consistency,
You want Josh Dobbs now, buddy.
There's no consistency.
You want Josh Dobbs.
That's my whole issue with it, bro.
How about C.J. Stroud yesterday? Before he got hurt, he was doing jack shit against the Jets.
Zero consistency, bro. Talk to him,
Prayers
bro.
up for him with his concussion stuff. But
it's zero consistency, bro.
It's insane to me. But you know what is consistent?
What's up?
When Kenny Pickett starts and finishes for the Steelers, we're 7-2.
Okay.
That's what I know. The only problem is he's just been getting injured a little too much. I mean, that's the knock on him right now. What I know is this dude delivers in the second half. He gets better and better as the games go on. He doesn't turn the ball over. And the Steelers just so happen to win games when he's the starting quarterback in 2023. That's what I know. But
Bro,
all these people within
they
Steeler
have
Nation want to go
lost
window shopping for all these
their
outlier
mind.
quarterbacks that have a good week stretch, 2-week stretch, maybe even a 3-week stretch. They'll take it.
Yeah.
They'll take those guys over Kenny Pickett, the guy that's been proven to win games when he starts and finishes here in Pittsburgh.
Think about it, though.
It's insane.
Think about it. That's fans right now, man. Fans are looking for a flavor of the week. How many times do we come in here and it's like, all right, we're going to go all the way extreme. And we're like, dang, how did we get that far when that's not our reality? But yet, literally, this is how they try to attack our quarterback situation. Or I get it when it's, we're going to highlight each offense each week that it might have scored multiple touchdowns. And we're like, okay, so they did it for this game. But
So the Chiefs scored 17 yesterday
You know
against the Bills, and they didn't score in the second half, right?
So we should fire their coordinator and their coach and their quarterback sucks. The receiver, like, you see what I'm saying?
Justin Herbert,
man.
6 points against
It's
that
no way that
Patriots
could happen.
defense
It's no
2
way.
weeks ago,
It's
right?
no way that could happen.
I think the Chargers were scoreless against the Broncos before he got hurt this week.
Yeah.
But I thought Justin Herbert was top 5.
Hey, look.
Free Justin Herbert, right?
Hey, look, sabotage on the
My
system,
God.
or you need to draft somebody to replace Herbert. That's the way that they talk about. Shoot.
Now, I do lean a little bit that way. I think
Yeah.
he needs some more help. But still, at the same time, like, come on.
How you feel about Fields, man?
What
Because
about
they
him?
went back crazy. I seen them talking about Fields.
I don't
yesterday.
care about
They said they were
Fields.
like, yeah,
Good for him.
So you see, he still does have the talent. He still is capable of this. He's in a better situation. That's what they selling on it now, man.
I don't care much about Fields. Whatever. He might have actually started to play his way back into being their quarterback for next year. That's some of the stuff I'm hearing. But I don't care about Fields. You know, I'm rolling my guy in the next year. I'm rolling with KP8. If he doesn't play for the rest I think he is going to come back, though. Kenny's going to come back at some point. But, yeah, if things don't play out like I want them to for the rest of the season, I get why maybe you bring in some competition or whatever. I'm rolling with KP, though. I'm rolling with KP.
Let's roll.
Yeah, the only problem is he's just been hurt and hasn't really been able to defend himself over the last week and a half.
But, yeah, bro, they definitely going crazy. Every single time a quarterback does anything, I'm just like, okay, here we go. Don't.
Yeah, they act like Kenny's incapable of doing what Browning or Flacco's doing. Literally just 2 weeks ago, we saw Kenny basically throw for 300 and a touchdown against the Bengals in his first game without Matt Canada.
Yeah.
And then things were looking up in the Cardinals game. He just unfortunately got hurt. So I don't have much since he got hurt because he's not physically out there able to play because I felt like
do nothing this week to show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I felt like from that Bengals game on, we were going to be cooking. Things were going to be looking good as an offense. And they were for a game and a half.
Yeah.
I thought we were looking good. Arguing probably best we've looked this season. But we just don't have the continuity or the consistency right now due to Kenny's health. And I just think health as a whole with this team, we've not been able to string things together.
Getting banged up. I mean, shoot, even coming out of the Thursday night game, we obviously know we had some additions. TJ Watt getting in the concussion protocol and stuff as well, man. So, yeah, it's one of them things right now, man.
But yeah, it's very weird, Steeler Nation right now. At least online. How much does that reflect actual real life people? I don't know, but
I think it's a difference. I feel like
I hope
online,
so.
it's like the pressure of, hey, this is all we see because we're all going to follow each other, so we're all going to get the negative, and we're just going to make it feel chaotic. When in real
because
life,
these people
it's not that,
want us to lose the last 4 games.
That's what I'm saying.
We're actually in the playoffs.
That's
we're literally the 6th seed
I'm about
right
to say,
now.
not even just in the play, we're the 6th seed. It's like
We're the 6th seed.
But the way that
they want
make
us to
it
lose,
sound,
very winnable games.
Listen,
too.
the
All
way
4
that they
winnable
make
games.
it sound as if we were the most god awful for all season and have not won a game. That's the way they make it sound. It's funny to me at times when they're trying to either go at
lose to
Kenny,
get the serious
hey,
changes.
look, they're either
that's what
going
they
at
want.
Kenny or they're going at Coach T. But whenever they're making their arguments, they kind of like speak positive about both of the dudes. And I'm like, well, if it's as bad as y'all say it is, well, how is the success coming out of this thing from either party, right? If it's terrible coaching, then how does Kenny have any success? If it's terrible players, then how does Coach
That's a good
Tomlin have
point.
any success? It's like clearly they both are helping each other out in some capacity. Clearly, coaching staff and players are working together to at least have us as the 6th seed currently sitting here going into week 15. I don't know how you just averagely walk into that spot right there at this junction in the season. I think you have to, by just, statistics, prove that you are technically above average, which we are right now. Now
we've underperformed recently.
That's
I
the other
think
part,
that's
yeah.
the thing we should be talking about.
Back-to-back
We legitimately
underperformances.
should be in the mix for the 1 seed at this point. With KC losing, Baltimore doesn't look that amazing. Miami, they've been
But I think all of
somewhat
these
steady.
teams, though, all of these teams, if you're looking at it, right, Haven't all these teams had some type of upset? Haven't all these teams had some of these quote-unquote bad teams knock them off? I mean, we talked about the Arizona Cardinals team that beat that Dallas Cowboys team with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. That same Cowboys team that just went to work on Philly, that same Cowboys team that's been whooping teams these past couple of weeks, right? That everybody's like, yo, man, maybe they're the one. See, maybe they are the team. That same team lost to the Cardinals that beat us. Why is it that our loss to the Cardinals is oh so much worse while they had Kyler Murray?
Well, I don't want to make many excuses for that loss.
I ain't tripping.
But no, I will say, I mean, we lost Kenny. We lost Kenny in that game.
I'm just saying either way. I'm like, they act as if this is so god-awful. The Patriots, we talked about them defensively, right? What did we say coming into this game about the Patriots defensively, man? They don't give up a lot of points. Pretty daggone good on defense. Now, I think the surprise was Bailey Zappi hitting a couple of passes on us.
Oh, he got lucky on a couple, too. KZ did it again, man. I mean, that was a balloon ball.
But see,
that was an absolute balloon ball. He should have picked that off.
You call it lucky. I don't call it lucky. I say it's execution. If that was Kenny throwing it to GP, we would not be calling it lucky. We would be calling it a nice throw.
Kenny don't throw balloon balls like that.
We would call it a nice throw, bro.
I thought that was bad. KZ should have picked that. Well, he just made another bad play on the ball again. Like, man.
So that's why I said I thought it was a good throw by Zappi. Man, shoot. The dude, you clearly found something that you like, because that was the guy, him and 38 was the guy he wanted to pick on. Clearly found something he liked.
But I'm with you in terms of like the Patriots game. Well, should we talk about it now or?
Oh man, shoot. We'll drop the intro.
Sure.
And then we get to it.
But no, that's there's a really, really weird vibe with just Steelers content right now. Like it's like very, very strange.
Bro, you would think
very
that,
strange.
Like I said, we are the worst team in America. You would think that we've had the worst organization under Coach Tomlin.
These people want Joe Flacco over Kenny Pickett,
bro.
Right now.
These
people
everybody.
want Browning. Yeah,
they want
basically
everybody.
anyone. But it's
anybody
like
they can
said,
turn to, bro.
It's week to week.
Yeah.
If it was up to them, we'd have Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, seriously.
They
lose their mind every single week.
He just got benched.
Every single week they lose their mind, bro. But anywho, man, let's start the show like how we always do, because it is a Monday. Wrong channel. I was about to say it's kind of a victory Monday. JMU won, so there we go. Shout out to JMU. Pitt took care of business on the courts as well. Backyard brawl, right? Because that was the last time we talked. Yeah, that was Friday.
Yeah,
JMU won Saturday.
They had another game against like a no-name team.
They won though, right?
When was that? Was that Friday night, Saturday night? I think it was Friday night. And they did win. Yeah,
okay.
They kept it too close for the first half, and then even midway through the second half, it was too close. But then we took care of business, won by double digits.
I like
that
it.
Henson dude, man. He can drain from like Steph Curry range. I think.
Let's go.
He might be leading the NCAA in 3-pointers.
I like it.
You know, he could shoot like
NBA
NBA
I like him.
range right now. And then
I like him, baby.
Point guard's good. Freshman point guard. He keeps improving a little bit. We got a squad, man. 'Cause we got
like it, man.
We got like 2 or 3 really good big men who could shoot. They're like good modern day basketball players.
Yeah.
They can shoot from 3, but also good presence down low, good defense. Got another wingman. He can shoot threes, average like double digits. Pitt's got a good squad.
I like it. Yeah, JMU hoops, man. Like I said, we still getting used to having a good basketball team. This is foreign territory for us. We're still undefeated. We just beat ODU by like 20 the other day. It's weird. We not used to having a good basketball team, bro. But we rocking with it. They still ranked. They still holding it down. So, yeah, man, it's fun. But, yeah, we definitely all guards. Yeah. We coming up full guards.
You got to shoot good.
A medium big man. You feel me?
You got to shoot good.
Yeah, but we're going to press you to death. We up and down, up and down, up and down.
Get the steals.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's definitely how we rock it. I'm like, I like it. It's exciting as heck. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's exciting as heck right now, though, man. So we're going to see. But let's start the show like how we always do. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comment section, and that way we give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. And don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so just yet. And I'm going to pay a bill on a friend of this thing, Deke, because today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. You know, the top rated sportsbooking app in North America. Not only is it safe, but it's secure and it is reliable. And that's what we absolutely love, because we know this time of year it's getting hot. It's getting heated up in terms of sports, right? We got basketball, we got football, we got hockey, we got everything cooking up right now. So you got a chance to get your parlay action. You got a chance to cook up with whatever you're looking to get into. But more importantly, if we're going to do it, might as well talk about the promo code that comes with it. Simple. You download that app, right? DraftKings Sportsbook. You making that first deposit, right? At least $5 on it. But you use that promo code Moats and you'll receive up to $200 in free deposit bonus money. It's a great concept. You use that money to potentially make more money. You can't go wrong with that thing, baby. Promo code is Moats. But at the same time, we know sometimes we be tripping. You might know somebody. It might be you. Has a gambling problem. Might need some crisis counseling or even referral services. For my New Yorkers, it's the number to text and call. But for everybody else, the number to dial is 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. I said you better go. Now back to our regularly scheduled program, baby. Let's get it.
We got X Concepts tuning in from 724 Claridge, PA.
Hey now.
He says most sabotaged the audio with his Bills gear.
You seen what happened, man? I was celebrating a little too hard, man. You know, it was a little cool game last night versus what's the team? The Chiefs. You know, with that god tier quarterback. You know, you can't beat him, man. Yeah, him or the referees. But ultimately, man, the guys did get a chance to take care of it. Helped us out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just knock him down a peg, man. Just knock him down a peg, man.
I was definitely rooting
No.
for
We
the
want to knock
Bills
him
to
down a
lose
peg,
that
man.
one.
Knock him down a
That
peg. So it was good work, man.
benefited the Steelers
It was
better
good
for
work,
the Bills
baby.
to
You know how
lose.
that goes. It's good work, man. It was a vibe.
It was an interesting game, though. Yeah. I thought the Bills were going to find a way to lose it.
Oh,
I
man,
really
that's
did.
such a negative mindset, baby.
I really
But
did.
I don't expect anything less, man. They say, was it misery loves company? Steelers lost, you want the Bills to lose. I get it.
No, I just
get it,
wanted
man.
the Bills to lose to help the Steelers. But no, they've been doing it all year. They've been losing late in games, ones that you think they should win. But no, they didn't. It was actually the opposite. The Chiefs found a way to lose with that offsides.
Got to detail your work, baby. Got to detail your work.
We got Death 1551 tuning in from 239 Florida.
Shout out to you said 2 what now?
239 Florida.
239. Shout out to 239 Florida. Let's get it.
Builder's Life 412 baby within hearing distance of Heinz Field.
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Michael Parks 812 Vive Indy.
Shout out to Indy, baby. One time for the culture.
El Maranich 512 Austin, home of future Steeler Quinn Ewers. I don't want him.
Oh.
John Easton 412 Crafton. Mitch sucks. Let Mason play.
All right.
NML Finesse 410 watching from 410 Baltimore.
Shout out to the 410, man. Yeah.
Leah Warren 254.
Leah Warren, Colleen, Texas, one time.
Rod Dollars 33 Youngstown, Ohio. Share a line, baby.
Share a line.
And I'll say one more. Ryan McPherson 480 Gilbert, Arizona. I'm sticking with Kenny for life. He's proven enough.
Respect. Let me tap in on a little bit real quick, man. I got Brandon Clark in the 540 Roanoke, Virginia. Country Malik 408, tuning in from the 843 Charleston, South Carolina. Still love my team, even though they stress me out. I could definitely understand that. Mark John Holmes in the 304 Motown, baby. And can't forget Ethan Leach tuning in the 417 Shell Knot, Missouri. Michael Garmin, in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I will end it with Nick Villalobos, tuning in from the 361 Corpus Christi, Texas. So, Deke, I'm really excited because not only, did JMU basketball take care of business, stay ranked, not only did the Bills knock off the Chiefs, stay alive, I also got a chance for LeBron to make history, becoming the first player with his team, the Los Angeles Lakers, to be the first team to ever win the NBA's in-season tournament. I mean, plenty of people can do a lot of things and break records, but you can only be the first once. And LeBron was the first. So I just want to salute LeBron, salute all my Laker fans out there. Y'all know what time we on. Listen, man, it's so many championships out there, bro, especially when you're talking about LeBron. It's cool. We'll throw that over there. We'll get to that down the line. I know it's gonna be some type of debate at one point. We'll just you know what I'm saying? We'll just say that one. All right, we'll just say that, but we won't need that today. But I just want to let everybody know. Shout out to Brian. And when AD is healthy, healthy AD, bro. I always feel good with healthy AD, man.
LeBron's playing good this year, huh?
I'm no surprise. You said like he was surprised. Did he play
saying,
bad last year?
They're saying MVP-ish, right?
Don't they say that literally every year when LeBron is out there, man? Y'all be saying that like it's due. Just because he's a year older, it's still the same LeBron. This is the same LeBron I've been watching since high school, bro. LeBron is LeBron, man. They try to say
not surprising me much.
Yeah,
to be honest.
they try to talk him.
They
They say he's it's the last year he's done it. Yeah, they say it every single time. Kind of like how you felt about 7. They always talk about 7 was done and 7 come out. He still got a little left. They keep saying Brian White. I'm like, all right, man. I'm waiting on y'all to tell me who the best, who has officially just done, knocked them on. Brian is why she's over. I ain't seen it yet, man. Shout out to my dog Brian though.
No, that's the great question. I'm with you on that. I know you're definitely a LeBron fan, but in terms of a guy you want leading your team into the playoffs, Jokic had his run last year. But in terms of like from the last 5 years, last 10 years,
Giannis in that convo, Steph in that convo, but KD in that convo.
Like who's been the most consistent guy? It's definitely been LeBron.
No.
Now does he still have that with him?
Right,
this year he's proven he still got it.
It's largely predicated on AD though. If AD can hold his weight, Braun got more than enough, man. Got more than enough. But we will see, man. We shall see.
Well, with these supers, a lot of them got cut off for me. I got Boo Man 318. You might have to take the reins early.
All right. Is that the what's up, guys? Happy Monday?
Let me see.
If it's that one, we high.
Yeah.
Okay, so I only got a couple ahead of you then. Perfect. All right, let's start it off then, man. We got the homie Sean McCarthy. Man, I didn't bump the microphone when I was doing all my pre-show, getting set up. But anywho, shout out to Sean McCartney. He says, I'll say this. Say what you want about Tomlin, Kenny, whoever. But when Miles Killebrew said he was getting death threats, that disgusted me more than any loss. These parasocial relationships fans have with the Steelers has to stop. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently it wasn't from this game because he actually got the block punt this game. They said it was from the Cardinals game when he had a couple of the penalties in the game. Somebody was losing their mind. People was losing their mind, man.
Yeah, maybe he should have been getting sent presents after this game based off that, right?
I mean, if you're going to go that extreme to death threat, you would think that the alternative when he does something positive would be, buy him a new car, right? So,
Yeah, what's the opposite of death threats?
It's like, you was going to kill me for making a mistake. So I did something good with you. We going to keep it the same.
You'd have to send them, what's the type of stuff, like stem cell stuff to like try to
we're
your
going
life
to keep your life longer.
Yeah.
I tried to end you, so now I want to extend you.
Right, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's never okay. It's never acceptable. I don't mean to minimize it. It's just when you play professionally, you just become numb to a lot of this type of stuff because you do see a lot of fans that don't always project their passion or their feelings in the most savory manner. So, yeah, man, it happens more than a lot of people would even talk about. That's one of the things that unfortunately comes with, playing in the NFL. But Killebrew, I think, handled it well, man. From the reports, I didn't see, him, I guess, having any lingering effects from it. It was more so just him having a conversation and bringing it up, letting people know what was going on. So at least that's good, Hasn't anybody actually, like, physically trying to take action on this type of stuff yeah,
no, they shouldn't.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate,
typically
man.
It doesn't with some of that social media stuff. Yeah. Still not the best thing to do if just you're a person living on this planet, sending people death threats, in general.
Like I said, man, it's people, when you play professionally, you'll get a death threat for a bad play, for a penalty. We all got death threats at the Chicago national anthem. I think we got death threats with Vic got signed. Like, you deal with a lot of stuff. It happens. Like, it sucks. A lot of times we just be like, bro, these people are crazy. But yeah, it's not cool. It's definitely not cool. It's crazy to think that, like, it's a game. Like, bro, the game got you.
Well, not even that. Like I said,
like,
probably sending death threats just not a good thing in general. But yeah, whenever you
it's like, dude, what?
Include a sport that you're, just watching.
Yeah.
It's here for entertainment.
Yeah. Because it's the difference between criticizing players, it's the difference between being upset with a player, and it's the difference between crossing that line of disrespect. And I know me and you have talked about that before. Nothing like crazy, but it's like, yeah, we do see that other places though, you know what I mean, where it's like, yo, that is kind of crossing the line a little bit, man. This is still a human, and if they were to give you that same energy back, how would everybody be looking at it? And that's some of the stuff that, like I said, it comes with this platform, right? Doesn't make it right, doesn't mean that it's acceptable, but at the same time, you just got to deal with it, because if Miles Killebrew is reacting to these people, or he's DMing the dude back, or he's trying to find whoever that person is, we're going to hold Miles Killebrew to a greater standard than we are this individual, whoever it was, sending the threats. And that's a lot of times,
I just burn
how it
accounts,
works, man.
probably, huh?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. It's so like, even if Miles Killebrew used his resources to find out that person, right?
Like, that person's not putting his actual name on it, right?
But what I mean is this.
Way.
So when I say, if they use their resources, IP address.
Sure.
I don't care about your username. We go on IP, because your IP is going to take me right to where you are when you was rocking that thing. But those are the resources that we do have with this. But I'm like, yo, you ain't got to use that to find these type of people to do that type of stuff, because at the end of the day, is it worth it? No. It's probably somebody that's a fan of you anyways. At least you would hope so. But you never know. But yeah, at the end of the day, everybody should be nice to each other, man. Is that the hard? It's hard to be nice.
Just more that,
or
like
don't
you said, it's not
try
that
to kill
deep.
somebody.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
Bro.
Yeah,
Seriously, man.
No problem criticizing players, feeling like
say he sucks, say he's terrible.
This needs to improve, that needs to improve, but
I wish he was not on my team anymore.
Death threats might be crossing the line.
It's like, just like of all the other things. Oh, you suck. I wish you was cut. Go work at Walmart. It's like, all right,
like that's
go
fine.
there. That's fine.
Completely fine.
That's fine. Well, it's cool. I want to kill you. For what? It was a penalty. That penalty was worth my life. Like, bruh. Yeah. All right. Next up was Farron Bradford. Shout out to Sean McCarthy for that. Farron Bradford says, you mean to tell me Flacco could come off the street and put up 3 tutties?
Here we go.
I guess some new film got to come out. Laughing out loud. I guess there will be some new film coming out. It's got to come out. I guess what he's saying. Yeah, he's saying that there will be some new film coming out. LOL. Said for the people that stat watch, you're gonna be chasing this each and every week. For the people that are cutting on and watch it.
Let's see how the Joe Flacco experience plays out with the Browns. Let's see how it plays out.
We also
it's 2 games.
Well, my thing is,
and you would think they'd be 2-0 right now. They're 1-1. They lost to the Rams.
Less about that though. Less about that. Give it a legitimate sample size.
Right. Exactly.
That's my whole ordeal. Whenever we're comparing a Jake Browning, or we're comparing a Flacco off the bench, or a Josh Dobbs in a 4-game vacuum, right? It's like we're comparing these super small sample sizes to a guy's whole tenure here in Pittsburgh. If we just hyper focus on a span where Kenny played well, heck, we'll do that, and we're gonna feel good about him going against some of these other dudes. But that's not what we're doing. This is an apples to apples thing. So you can't cherry pick the argument, and that's ultimately when it comes to Kenny, or even when it comes to the Steelers as a whole. When you hear the people say mediocrity, they cherry pick the argument. They instantly go playoff wins. It's cherry picked, and that's fine. But just say, man, we want more playoff wins. Don't call it mediocrity, because those are 2 different things, which we've already broken down. But that is also what you get on social media right now, man. They just venom, and more venom. All right. Let's go. UW says, that's the elite Super Bowl champion, Joe Flacco. And I will say this, though, just in the sense of when they brought up the Joe Flacco and the Zach Wilson element, don't lose sight of the fact that both of these dudes are ultra talented. Both of these dudes, in terms of physical attributes, just because a player doesn't play consistently does not mean that he is not capable. And I think that is another part that I think with Zach Wilson is a prime example. We've seen Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has a strong arm. Zach Wilson is athletic. In terms of Zach Wilson consistently playing quarterback, that is far from being the case. So we could take yesterday's game. Cool.
And he looked great. I will give him credit.
Right.
He looked great.
Now let's compare that game to the 6 or 7 games, how many games he done played in, right? And now we look
how about his whole career?
Once again, right? It's like, are we looking at outlier, or are we looking at what has been his average, what has been his consistency part? And once again, that's when we're saying we're cherry picking parts of how we compare Kenny. You know what I mean? When they're going to bring that part, it's like, bro, we know Zach is talented. Yeah, Zach can make throws. We know Flacco is talented. Yeah, Flacco can make throws. But over a 17-game sample size, let's see who would be the better option between them type of dudes with Kenny. I think we would both be in agreement. It would still be Kenny.
They don't think that.
But hey, it's not funny.
No, they want Jeff Flacco. Even though, as I mentioned, when Kenny's quarterback for the Steelers, we do win games.
Yeah.
Now, the reason Kenny might not have as gaudy a stats as some of these other guys, we don't ask him to pass as much as some of these other guys as well.
Once again.
And I'm not specifically talking about this year because I do think Kenny's play this year as a whole could be better. He's had some ups and downs. But what has been consistent with him is winning games, doing what it takes to win games, clutching the fourth quarter, and not turning the ball over. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know. No. Like, and people don't think he's physically capable or he doesn't have the talent. He's proved he can make every NFL throw that you ask him to do. Bengals game just, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago? Basically had 300 yards there and a touchdown. But people just care about stats, man. They don't consider the fact that if we're in the red zone and Kenny hands it off to Jay Lamorne, it's a positive. It's not a negative towards Kenny. Like, watch the games. There was one season with Ben, I've said this how many times, and you would know this too. What was it, 2015, 2016? I think Ben only threw 21 touchdown passes that year. That might have been a top 3 or 4 season I've seen from him. He was leading the league in yards per game. I know he was banged up a little. I missed like 4 or 5 games that year. But that might have been the most dominant I've ever seen.
He was cooking.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah. But only 21 touchdowns. We ran it a lot when we got down within the 5, and we scored.
But that was the year where both.
I know what I saw.
Yeah.
I know what I witnessed.
Seriously,
game in and game out, and it was dominance from Ben.
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. But we also know we can't.
People care more about 300 yards than wins.
That's at the end of the day, style points matters to people more than victories, and that is something that we're seeing at least among Steeler Nation, because even with all of the complaining, we're still sitting, like we said, as the 6th seed with 7 victories. So, can it actually be to the extent that these people have tried to make it sound like? I just don't see how that can be accurate.
I think
and we still be in this position, man.
I actually think we're close. The problem is Kenny's hurt, and we've been getting too banged up here.
Yeah. All right. Farron Bradford also put up and says, KP got to be healthy to throw. But even healthy, he ain't throwing 3 touchdowns, LOL. And then that should have been the last one from earlier. So now we all caught up. I think we're good to go.
Is he saying he can't throw 3 touchdowns? Is that what it is?
He's saying he got to be healthy to throw. Oh, but he's saying even if healthy, he ain't throwing 3 touchdowns. So he's saying he don't care if he's healthy or not. He ain't going to throw it.
All right. Whatever. I mean, are you literally saying he's not capable? Is that what it is? 'Cause
that's what he's saying.
I would disagree. It's whatever. He doesn't have 3 touchdown passes, so it is what it is. But I don't really care about 3 touchdown passes. Yeah. The dude winning games. But I absolutely think he's capable. Yeah. Any given day, of course. Like if he plays like that Cincy game, like come on. Are you kidding me?
No, we would all agree. The issue was he just got hurt the next week.
Yeah.
That's the issue right now.
Boomman318. What's up, guys? Happy Mondays. Can we please get past the Fire Tomlin rants and also swapping any and everyone out with Kenny? It's such a knee-jerk reaction. Let's hold steady and push forward.
Boomman318. Shout out to you, baby. You gave me some sane. But, I don't know if that's going to fly today, man. Everybody super juiced up, man. They didn't see all these other outside teams winning and quarterbacks throwing. They just losing their minds. So we're going to find out. But I like your energy, though, Boo, man. You know that.
Jay Johnson, first time catching the live. Pitt grad down in Charlotte. Love the podcast.
Hey, salute you. Let's go, baby. Absolutely. Also, we did get a 828, man. He dropped a nice one. So let's make sure we tap into him real quick as well in front of this thing, man.
Yeah. We got... Is 828 style, you said?
Yeah,
he's saying our problem
and
is...
salute you, 828 style, too,
that
man.
we have no leader on the offense, which should be the quarterback. He can't be silent on the sidelines or in the booth when hurt when facing adversity. No elite quarterback has ever been that. 14 needs to be put in a corner somewhere. Too many on offense want the stats more than the win.
So, a couple things, man. In terms of no leader on offense, I do agree with you in that sense. Just sense of not a leader, we would say not a veteran leader. And what we mean is your TJ Watt, your Cam Hayward, your Minka Fitzpatrick, right? Your Patrick Peterson. No. Not even, right? The 4 people that I just named, Deontay isn't an all-pro.
No, but you get he would be the oldest guy. He would be the.
I'm with what you're trying to say, but I'm saying no to that because that's just simply off of him being older. When we talking about the leader, the guys is usually your clear-cut best players on your team, man. Regardless of who we might vote for, who gets the jersey and all that, it's like, no, the all-pros, those are the guys. We don't have them on offense just yet. So for Deontay to step up to be that type of leader, you really got to be able to do that and be above reproach. George Pickens would have to do and be above reproach. Kenny would have to do and be above reproach. Mitch, above reproach. Naj, above reproach. All of these players on offense, man, at some point in time have either been talked about in terms of we need to pull them out the lineup, we need to move on from them. None of them dudes have been viewed as above reproach. Whereas on defense, you have those dudes, so when they speak, it's not a debate. We're not about to talk back. When Cam says something, man, you think it's a convo between him and Larry O or him and DeMarvin. No, it's like, bro, that's the vet. He's speaking, period.
I could see
TJ,
Larry O getting into it with him.
Not at all, bro. Said, when you're to that level, bro, no debate. For a fact, they would talk to Kenny, though. For a fact, they would go at Mitch. They're not on that level. But that's part of what we are dealing with to an extent. Now, in terms of why Kenny was up in the booth, he had surgery on his ankle. So they're not going to put anybody down on that sideline that you're questioning, can they actually get out the way if the play comes to the sideline? So that's the reason why Kenny was up in the booth. I know you kind of looked at it as like, yo, man, how you going to be a leader and you upstairs? That's more so because he had a lower body injury and you can't get out the way. Think about when that guy come on that sideline, right? Could you imagine having to answer that? Why isn't Kenny playing next week, Deke? Because he was on the sideline and got ran up on while he had ankle surgery a couple days ago. We'll be losing our mind. So that's
pretty stupid.
Yeah. So that's the reason why he's up there. I do like the fact he had the headset on. That lets me know he's staying in tune to the communication, to the calls. Now, he can't talk in that, but he is at least taking the mental reps. That's huge in terms of young player just trying to get better, trying to grow. So I did like that
Seeing
part.
It from a bird's eye view, too.
So I did like that part. But as a whole, yeah, he's got to get back out there, man. Once he gets back healthy, now we can see. You know what I mean? A lot more could change with that. But it's hard for him to grow into that development or to grow into that leadership role when he's been inconsistent himself and he hasn't been always available. Because, like I said, when you're talking about directing, when you're talking about being the leader, that means you got to hold people accountable. But it's hard to be the main guy holding people accountable when they're going to be looking back at you like, bro, you ain't do this, you ain't do that, you got to hit that. And that's the part where I'm saying for all of them dudes, to whoever's going to emerge as that guy on offense, they're going to have to elevate their play even more so. Whereas when we think about defense, it's like, man, if TJ got something to say, who is combating TJ Watt? You feel me? If Minka is talking to anybody in that secondary, outside of Patrick Peterson, who has anything to say back? It's like, bro, no, shut the heck up, bro. He's speaking. I don't care what you got to say. But that's the difference in that workplace, man. And that's what we got to get on offense. Now, hopefully, these dudes can develop into that. But that is what we have been missing. And I feel like that has been
supposed to happen this year.
I would agree, man. But that has been something that we have been missing.
Now, Minka did make those comments post-game. Did you hear those?
I did. I definitely did.
Who do you think?
Come on, bro.
It's Deontay and Pickens. Huh?
You already know what we talking about, bro. Come on, man. Listen.
Because I couldn't think of anyone on the defense.
Yeah.
And then on offense, really couldn't think of anyone. Like, O-line, like, I don't think anyone's just coming in lackadaisical. And then
running game.
We've seen enough tape from Deontay and Pickens to tell us that Minka's probably talking about them. Yeah, because Najee, Jalen, I don't think these guys are just taking plays off or just think because they throw on a jersey they're gonna come out here all word or anything. I think.
Oh boy said, Joe, you can't just throw the jersey on and think you fine. They want the what do they call it? All of this, the pomp and circumstance that comes with being a Steeler, but without doing the hard work part to like earn that part. And I mean, it's common when you talk about just people coming or new people to something that is already established, right? You're going to do one of two things. You're either going to come in here and think that it is simple as sweet, right? I put the jersey on and it's a layup. They're going to fear me. Everybody's going to love me. I mean, they paid a lot of money. I'm going to be famous. But what you don't understand is there's a target that comes with that too. Every single week, you're going to get that team's best shot. You're going to also be held under a microscope. Anything that you do that does not help us win, yeah, we're going to criticize you for that. Now, can you handle that as well? Not everybody wants that part of it. But the big part that Minka was speaking about, though, truly is the hard work element. There are no shortcuts. And he's basically saying, I'm trying to hold y'all accountable because clearly fans and media don't hold people accountable. Fans and media, like we said, man, they will blame everybody but their favorite player if it's their favorite player. We already identified that. And at times it might even work, man. You might get a guy fired. But all you're doing is just enabling something. And then you start to see it creep up a little bit more and more and more. And now you start asking, well, how did it get here? Well, what's going on here? I think it's all of it that kind of goes together. So for me, man, I just think that he's just saying right now, man, bro, we coming off of 2 losses that we should have won, even with Kenny getting hurt. Still should have won these games. So it's like, all right, man.
Oh, yeah.
What is the difference? The difference is everybody fully invested to their craft. Not on game day. Anybody could do it on game day. Are you invested to your craft Monday through Saturday when it's non-game day, when it's not fun, when it's not sexy? Are you willing to make them sacrifices, put in that work? And that's some of the stuff that I can't attest to because I'm not down there. But apparently for Minka, he's seeing things that's making him feel some type of way. Now, I'm not going to act like that's the first time or this doesn't happen professionally. You've heard me talk about the difference between a professional and a pro. They are not the same, man. It's a lot of pros out here, and that's why the average career span is 2.5 years. Don't matter if you're a first-round pick or an undrafted free agent, man. 2.5 years. Just like that, you out this league, man. Because a lot of people love the lifestyle. They love the spotlight, but they don't want to do the work. And if you don't do that work, man, that spotlight going like that to the next man. Dudes that do stay in there, put that work in, they become Minkas. They're TJs. They're Highsmiths. You know what I'm saying? They develop. And that's what we trying to see, man. We got some dudes that, yeah, we got some questions on. It's not necessarily that we don't think they're good either. And that's the other frustrating part with it. Minka isn't saying this if he don't think people are capable. He's saying it because he believes that whoever he's talking to is actually capable of doing dope stuff, of being better players. But it's going to be up to whoever he was speaking to. I'm not about to go there. It's whoever he was speaking to. It's going to be on them, though, to ultimately drop the ego, drop the pride, and say, you know what, bro, you're right. You didn't become an all-pro by not doing those things you said. So if you're an all-pro and this is how you do it, I'm not all-pro, but this is how I've been doing it, what you think I should continue on with? I should probably start following what you're saying. I should probably start listening to how you doing, how you working. But that's the part we will see, if these dudes will actually take heed to the message and go.
And I don't think Minka's lying. He doesn't usually say stuff like this. He's a pretty soft-spoken dude.
Nah, I would say when dudes like Minka speak up, bro, and not just him speaking up, you could say he was pissed in the vid. It's like, clearly, it's been on his mind.
And he backs up his talk. Not only his play, but also being out there, broken hand and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to be out there after having, what was that, surgery, appendectomy or something like that, literally the week of.
So, above reproach, right? Because of his consistency, because of how he gives them sacrifices up every single time. But he's productive. So it's like when one of your best players or your productive players, your hard worker players, your dude that studies and the dude that's willing to risk it all, you're like, bro, if this man is saying that and I'm over here half-tailing it and I'm fully healthy, man, come on, bro. How you gonna look at yourself in the mirror?
Black Lavender. Well, before I read his comment, I wonder if we're going to have to do some Claypool-esque type of stuff with our receivers down the line.
They said the gram was getting hot.
It's more of a...
Was the gram getting hot? They said the gram was hot, man. They said the gram got hot for one of them cats, man.
Yeah, again.
How'd you feel about it?
It's getting childish. It's getting immature.
Was it confusion again? Because, sometimes it was confusion.
Oh, I checked today.
Was it
and
bad
apparently
timing?
he didn't like it anymore, so he might have unliked it.
Oh, so he changed his mind on it. All right.
Maybe. I think it is legit. There's a lot of people saying Pickens did like it. There are some screenshots. I know you can Photoshop easily, but I feel like there's enough people confirming that he did like the video.
At that time, yeah. At that
time.
moment.
Exactly.
I don't know what he might have changed it after the backlash.
I checked
but I was
this
like,
morning.
in that moment, it felt a little different in that moment, bro.
Yeah, I did a little video on it, Big Deke News today, and whenever I checked...
Because it was 2 vids, right? I'm not tripping.
I saw just one.
I thought it was 2 separate...
No, that was the same vid. They just had different screenshots.
Oh, okay.
If you just saw the Twitter post or the Twitter report, it's the same vid, just clipped up 2 different ways. The dude is like a Napoleon Dynamite impersonator.
That's what all right.
And he just acts like an idiot for like 15 seconds. And he lays down on the ground and holds his leg like he's hurt like Kenny. Yeah. Basically, yeah, Pickens liked the video mocking Kenny against the Cardinals because Kenny got hurt. That's what happened.
I'm not laughing, bro. I'm not laughing. I'm having a moment.
Nah,
It's like, bro, what's going on, bro? What are we doing?
I mean, yeah, it's
what are we doing?
Old at this point. Okay. Kind of funny here and there, first couple times. Like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's just so unnecessary.
Now you've been made aware of, hey, we see your likes and stuff. And
it's super unnecessary.
This is how we respond, and, it puts more attention on you than the team. Like, what's up?
People going to lose their mind, bro.
Yeah.
They're looking for a reason.
Like, okay, good. All right, let's stop this. Like, it's...
they're looking for a reason. Especially you are under, the spotlight a little bit more so because of how they're trying to paint you in a picture. And it's like, do yourself a favor, bro.
Dude, what I mean? Tomlin had some things to say about him today. Like, no one asked him about the social media stuff, but someone asked him about Pickens' body language on the sidelines and some of his pouting and whatnot.
Because I know they showed the video of Tomlin having to talk to him.
Yeah.
They was giving him a little strong talk in the game
and
stuff.
It sounded like Tomlin was even a little bit fed up. He was less in his defense as he was prior in terms of just like, yeah, Pickens is frustrated, but I mean, we got to
receiver doesn't. Yeah.
No, but he was. Yeah, he said that. He said that.
Which receiver doesn't?
Well,
want the ball?
I think he might even said that today too. But he also went on to say like, yeah, but we got to figure out how to like get these frustrations and emotions toned down a little bit and handle it in a professional way.
Yeah,
which is true.
Yeah, like we said, even though we respect Pickens' talent, it still hasn't produced to the level of above reproach. But also, you got to be careful because it's still eyes on him. So if you're allowing this to happen before he's established, before his talent is actually equating to productivity, what are the other dudes going to be doing? You know what I mean? What are the other guys going to be saying? That might feel like, you know what, he pouted. He can express himself, and coach kind of gives him a little bit leeway. What happens if I express myself? Will I get something that I want? And that's the human nature part. That is something that, yeah, Coach T understands that. And I think that's also why he said what he said in terms of, yeah, we do need to make sure that.
He said it's a problem because it's not solution-based.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is real. Which is real, man. But at the same time, it's like I get his frustrations, and I'm trying to be more empathetic to this sense of, it's like, bro, you're frustrated. You want to be the reason why we're having success. And I love that for you. But at the same time, it's like, man, as a dude who's been in that position, or it's like, yo, if you play this game to the point where you're able to make it to the pros, bro, you have been in that position where you're like, bro, I can help y'all more than y'all allow me to help you. And you get frustrated. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? You've always believed in yourself. You've always been able to be the reason why. Otherwise, we don't make it here, bro. So it's like you get here and it's like, okay, I can keep doing this at this level on top of that. But dang, now I ain't getting no targets. You ain't looking at me, even though he does. I think he's like either top 2 in targets or leading our team in targets, right? But I know he's getting his targets and stuff like that.
He might end up with 1,000 yards.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not like you're starving either, man. But that's the part where it's like the youth. When you are young, man, you just in a different mentality. I'm 35. It's a different mindset for me. But I'm sure at, 21, 22? Yeah, that probably want the same energy. And especially if I was in George Pickens' situation. So that's the part where it's like, yeah, we're trying to be respectful. And we're trying to understand that. Especially, like I said, as a dude that can speak on it. But at the same time, he also has to be a professional, and he does have to mature. And that's the part where you would want to have one of them vets on offense to get in his ear. But who's the guy that can get in his ear? Is Deontay Johnson. You see what I mean? Like, that's not a slight at Deontay, but Deontay isn't on that level of leadership just yet in his own self. So you essentially have, I don't want to call them kids, but you got youth leading youth on that side of the ball. On defense, like I said, it's different. But at the same time, it's hard to lead from the other side of the ball. It's hard for my leader on defense to check my cat on offense. It's just a different world. So that's the part where we're like, yeah, we are missing that on offense still. And I think that 14 is a little bit of a byproduct of that. Now, I'm hoping that it can still get fixed. It can still get, handled. But that's the part where I need Kenny to be back, because if we're saying Kenny's our guy, Mitch isn't viewed as the guy right now. He's viewed as the placeholder because Kenny has been deemed the quarterback, QB1. So until QB1 is back, you essentially got the substitute teacher here. So I'm really cutting up. I'm really wanting the ball. I'm really going to complain. I'm really in your ear. What you got to lose, bro? You're going to put you back on the bench when Kenny come back anyways, right? Chuck me that rock, bro. That's the stuff that kind of gets, you know what I mean? Until my man gets back, where you could get back and say, look, this is my squad. I'm the leader. Rock with me. Just trust me on this. Until we get there, yeah, we're going to have some of this rockiness, man.
Because things were looking up for the Pickens connection, too.
Yeah.
The game and a half we didn't have Canada.
And you see it's a different dynamic, too, when it's GP and Kenny. That back shoulder is more second nature, whereas when it's Mitch, he looks over there, and when he sees tight proximity, he's moving off of that. I don't fault him, because obviously he don't want to put it. It's weird. He'll take the chance that he can beat two safeties or two defenders with space on DJ versus, hey, yo, these guys are hip to hip, but let me throw it up and see if GP can make a play. It's like the difference between him and Kenny. Kenny is more comfortable throwing the tight one-on-one, give my guy a chance, versus let me see if my arm can rocket this in here between that safety and that corner. Whereas for Mitch, he's the opposite of it. So it's like for GP, when Mitch come out there, he's like, bro, man, I seen him a couple times. The back shoulder, I'm like, yo, it's there. It's ready. But Mitch, they don't have that relationship right now. Now, that could change this week. All you got to do is hit it a couple times, man. Just give him a chance. Throw it up there, baby.
Or just don't throw a pick. If Mitch literally didn't throw that pick, we win that game.
That's the other dynamic. But literally. I will say it was a dope play, though. As a whole, that was a dope call by the Patriots in terms of the disguise pre-snap, post-snap. I will give him that. But he also had another one that could have been picked, so we'll call it equal.
That was holding, though. I mean, he definitely grabbed the jersey.
I was talking about he threw it out to DJ. It was literally like, I want to say either right before the pick or right after the pick. Okay. Not that like first one. I don't even count that. I'm talking about the sexy one where they showed that it was sub package. They blitzed the nickel and the dime, dropped out the D tackle, and all they rush was 4, and everybody thought it was a blitz. And he throwing that thing into full coverage. Yeah, I was talking about that one. That was sexy. And it was another one, not the pick. The pick, he definitely pulled him, though. Yeah.
Black Lavender, speaking of Mitch, says, give me 60 seconds in a dark room with Mitch.
I don't know, man. Mitch bought that life. He got his back against the wall, man.
He also says, what's worse, chat, Mitch or Moats is singing?
Whoa, hey, man, don't bring my singing into this thing. I'm elite. Yeah.
Fun 6000. Deke, no way you let Moats come in today with that Bills beanie. LOL. Definitely after the Steelers been suffering.
We had a good weekend. What you mean? Listen, the last time we was in here, it was a bad time. Not you who was doing the watch party. It was a bad time. We lost.
I thought we were going to win, too.
Since then, we've won. Since then, we've come back.
It was a nice comeback effort, too.
You know?
We had many chances. Mike Tomlin haters, who the hell are we signing to replace him? For real, it's only 2 options, Deion Sanders and Brian Flores.
I would say Coach Prime, he trying to get all new offensive linemen out there in Colorado. That's what he on right now. And Flores, man, doing his thing out in Minnesota. You see, he just pitched a shutout.
Yeah, I'd rather have Tomlin than those 2. Yeah. I definitely would. Now, are there changes to be made in the offseason? Yeah, we can talk about some offensive stuff, but I also want to see this season play out. I think no matter what, and I've said this, you give Tomlin another year.
He only has 1 year left on his contract.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's natural then.
Mhm.
Yeah. Give Tomlin another year. Tomlin picked this guy. I would assume he'd want to roll with Pickett too.
Yes. I was just
Give
thinking
the Tomlin
big picture
Pickett era
though.
one more time.
I'm thinking big
Give
picture.
it a run.
So you remember when we talked with the offensive coordinator hiring Matt Canada at that time, and we were like, at the time, you had been last year. We didn't know what we were going to do quarterback the next year, and we're like, yo, how appealing is that job at times? So we just have to understand what the pool. Not saying that is the case again, but head coach with 1 year left on his contract, quarterback situation kind of up and down. We maybe could come into play with our pool.
You think it's like that then?
I'm saying if I'm a part of your staff, Deke, and they fire you, what do you think happens to your staff? The new guy, when he comes in,
I don't
he
know.
typically
What about the flip
brings
side
his
of
own
it being
staff.
a really good opportunity though? Being
Once
under
again,
a Coach Tomlin team with the Steelers, always in the mix.
once
Being able to
again,
mold a young quarterback,
You're-
get an offense cooking.
I like how you're selling it. You just
Young
fired
talent.
So I like how you're selling it, Deke. You just fired your offensive coordinator in season with all of that same stuff. And he legitimately has some stuff that he was complaining about. Now, he has some questions as well, but he legitimately has some variables that were not in his favor. I'm just playing devil's advocate with you, baby.
With Canada though, so you're talking 1 year. Either way, you're talking 1 year for a guy. It'd be hard for me to imagine, especially if you get a proven guy, that you'd fire him mid-season. But if that's the case, you're not performing. The offense is bad too.
I'm with you. All I'm saying is I don't think it's as appealing as y'all be making it sound at times. It's like, bro, y'all don't realize you're playing with people's lives. So to hook on to this situation when it's literally he has 1 year left on his contract, and this quarterback, y'all don't even 100% know if that's your guy. That's all I'm saying. But we'll see, man. Just throwing it out there. I don't know if it's going to be the case or not. Just throwing it out there.
AJ Martinez gifted 10 Moats memberships.
God dang. Shout out to AJ, bro. He pulled up from the...
Yeah, give me
He
a
pulled up like
sec.
Bron. He looked like Bron right there, bro. God
The
dang.
first one was to President Nitty. The next few were to Lil Louie, Go Get the Money, Mark Malone, Mohammed Dafala, Tom and Jade Staples, Garth Woodson, Otto S., Robert Cotting, and Trey Dog 6969.
Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to AJ Martinez once again. Being an absolute rock star at life, paying it forward, man. We salute you, baby, from the heart.
Let's go, UW. Yes, we have been winning, but it's been off defensive splash plays and flukes like Baltimore dropping balls. It hasn't been sustainable. The defense has been getting gassed and hurt because of the offense.
But yet, we're still sitting at 7 games. And you brought up the Baltimore Ravens game and the drops as if that was the only thing that happened in that game. Did we not make plays on offense that game, too? Like, don't act like we ain't make 0 plays, man. I get why y'all do it, but it's just like, bruh, come on.
I am actually with him on a couple of the early wins, like the Baltimore and Cleveland. I didn't think that way of winning was sustainable, but our recent wins since then haven't been that way. Our offense has actually moved the ball. Like dude, I'm telling you, we weren't even getting the ball past the 50 in like the Cleveland and Baltimore game.
You know, me and you have already been back and forth with this, and even back then I told you, I'm going to say the same thing now. The way that our team is designed, we are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. It's not pretty. It's not for offense. It's for defense and special teams. Don't kill us on offense. That was the message at the beginning of the year. That's still my message now. Y'all be picking when y'all want to say we could average 30 versus when we could just survive versus when we could just have a drive. I think it's different.
No, but I'm with you on that in terms of not turning the ball over, keeping it close. Like this could be our style of winning, and I think that is a sustainable way. We did it last year, 2022.
It's been proven.
But I'm saying just in specifically that Cleveland game, the Baltimore game that he's bringing up, we can't be relying on wide open drops every week from the opposing team. That would be touchdowns that would have got that team up double digits. And then Cleveland game, like we can't be relying on defense to score
So
What was it? Was it 2 touchdowns that game?
So I'm trying to
They
figure out.
attributed the 2 touchdowns. They scored more points than our offense.
So we're bringing up technically then, since we're saying that this has not reoccurred, then those are our outliers. Is that what you're saying then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a good thing then.
No, that's my point.
like,
That's my
this is
point. The
fine.
offense
Yeah.
did pick it up since
right.
then, and actually started moving the ball, kept the defense off the field because we haven't had the same amount of splash plays from the defensive side as we did early on, which is fine. It's just I think we have a more sustainable way of winning right now. Unfortunately, we didn't win against these 2-win teams, but you get the point. I think Kenny being out attributed that to.
I'd be confused, bro. Y'all be talking about the team like I don't know.
No,
I'd be so confused. Like, so scoring on defense is bad. That's not sustainable.
No.
Getting turnovers ain't sustainable. I get what you're saying.
You can't be relying on 2 touchdowns every game from the defense.
But why can't I rely on turnovers from the defense? They've given me that literally every week.
Sure. Yeah, turnover.
The touchdown, cool. All right. But the turnovers,
what I'm saying is the offense has actually started to pick it up. And I'm not asking for the 30.
Yeah.
They started to get in the 20s. Like Titans game, Rams game, we got 24 there. What other games am I thinking of here? We lost against the Jaguars. Kenny got hurt in that game. What other games? I don't feel like going through the schedule. All I'm saying is the offense got better since the bye.
Respect.
Yeah, the offense started picking up the slack and made for a more sustainable way of winning. It is essentially what I'm trying to get at. And defense has been solid throughout. Has had some gaffes, but yeah, the defense has been pretty much holding steady, doing its part. Like that, they had a really nice second half in that Patriots game.
Trust me, you're good. I get why we talk differently. Sustainable is offense playing well. That's how you feel. Sustainable to me is as long as my defense is nice, I don't care what my offense does. I think that's the difference of why we're saying what we're saying.
I'm not even saying well. I'm just saying more like confident. I'm not or competent. I'm not saying like the 30 points per game type of thing. I'm saying like get to 20. Can we get to 20?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is your confidence in the team being able to be successful going forward is still largely predicated on the offense improving and continuing to grow is what you're saying, though, correct? And what I'm saying is I don't care about what our offense has done at any point this season. I believe our defense is that good that we're still fine. And as we've seen, if they got to score, they've scored. But when they don't score, they still will give whoever is over their offense ample opportunities to get out the stadium. And I feel like the wins have reflected that, not just this year, last year as well. And that's what I was feeling. But that's why I was like, I think we just look at it differently. You know, I'm more defensive minded. You more offensive minded. So that's why I get
Both
what
can
you're
be true,
saying.
because the offense needed to improve from those
And
first
I
5
would
weeks
agree.
to
They
actually
definitely did, yes.
win in the playoffs, big win,
and make it a lot easier on defense to be able to sustain what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just that's the difference of the confidence, man. No Rams game. Think about the Rams game. We was in there watching it together. You were more confident if we would have had the ball at the end. I was more confident because defense was on the field. That's it, baby.
Okay. Yeah, that was Let's Go UW. Next we have Poppy Shampoo. I won't say we suck, but with Kenny out, do you believe we can still make the playoffs?
How you feel about
Mitch
it?
just got to step up, man. Like, we need a game. We need this Colts game. Like, give us your best ball, bro.
7-6 or 7-6. Garner Minshew versus Mr. Trubisky, bro. This is insane,
don't
bro.
turn this ball over, bro.
Yo, this is crazy.
I don't want to hear any talk this week about trying to be aggressive.
Deke.
They still without Jonathan Taylor, or did he come back?
I did not check, bro.
It's a very winnable game. All these games are very winnable.
Low key though.
And I don't think Kenny's going to be good enough to go against Cincy. That's
yeah.
my worry as well. 2 games.
Yeah. What I'm excited
at least one
about
game
is this, though.
I'm taking it a week at a time.
What I'm excited about is this. The Colts are 7-6. Globally, that's going to make everybody amongst Steeler Nation, players included, prepare at a different level. Because we're like, oh, we slept on 2 win teams, and we clearly saw. So now we feel like we're the worst of the worst. They're going to come out and respond to this. Going to watch. This be the one they responded. We're going to be like, oh.
And they
should. We're going to be like, where was this? Y'all should have won the past 3 games. That's what we're going to be saying. It'd be frustrating, but you know it's the truth. Because this team is going to be good enough that they understand they got to prepare. They're not going to look at this tape and say, oh, man, that guy's good, but they can't really give him the ball. He's all right, but nah, he can't do that. They go look and be like, all right, they got some pace. They got a little something. They winning. They're figuring out ways. And that should have us preparing with that edge again. And that's what we do need, man.
It's sad. We shouldn't be at this point.
Yeah, but we're a young team. Are we not? And that's part of what we're talking about, man. When you don't have them leaders like how we need across the board, yeah, you run into this at times. And like I said, it's not taken away from the leadership that we do have on offense. We're just saying that it's a different caliber when it's Ben Roethlisberger, right? When it's your guy. If AB was saying something to Juju, if L. Bell is saying something, if a Pouncey had something to say, you know? It's like, well, we ain't got that right now. But we figuring it out.
And I do think it's different if Kenny would have been able to stay healthy throughout this year.
Yes, because he would be that natural leader in that position by draft pick, by position, a quarterback, and the fact that
just
you would be
having
leading our
continuity.
team. Yeah,
just having that continuity. I feel like that's something we've been missing a little bit. Okay, we got Big East. Fields and Warren would be a scary backfield.
I mean, what? Be a little explosive. But they back on the Fields thing because it's last game. You know how that goes.
They've been on that, though. I mean, to at least some people wanted to bring him in for competition.
Oh, yeah.
Now I think people are ready to
like him being the guy, yeah.
Yeah, people are ready to give him QB1 right now.
That's the part I'm saying, yeah.
Sean McCartney. Parasocial. Many don't understand what that is. As Moats and Deke somewhat explain what that is, people in the chat are still talking Kenny.
Fans will be fans, man. Fans will be fans. Ain't nothing wrong with it, though, man. Just, within reason.
Fish Momentum. What's good, Moats and Deke? Hashtag Mr. Jack Myers Jr. Let's get back right. Hashtag Beat the Colts. Ambition Live at Rivers. December 22nd, 2023, 8 p.m. Port Moats, Deke, TG, and Chat Fam.
There it is. And he left out if it was a cover or not. Smart move. Well played.
S. Dresden. Cheeks. I mean Deke.
Oh, what? Unless you're getting your freaky on.
I'm getting shot at.
Was that a shot or was he complimenting? I ain't know.
That was a shot.
You got your alter ego out there. I ain't know if he was complimenting, what they announcers be calling you and stuff. Yeah.
Nah.
All right.
Did you see Pickens liking the tweet clowning Pickett for being injury prone?
Oh, yeah, he definitely was calling you. Okay, he definitely sending that to you.
Yeah, we talked about that. It needs to stop. It's pretty simple.
Just a little self-awareness, man. That's it. You know you hot right now.
Like, it's getting old.
Yeah, you know the block's hot. Don't play with him.
Let's go, U-Dub. So 6 years of failure is knee-jerk now. In the last 10, the Steelers have as many playoff wins as the pathetic Pirates.
That's fine. I get what you want to say. 6 years of not having a postseason win. That to you, yes, that's failure. But to say it's been 6 years of failure, that's not accurate. Think those things are differently. Now, I'm sure you're going to respond back with, well, if the standard is the standard in this championships, then yes, it's a failure. Well, if we're going to hold that standard, well, whatever coach you're bringing in here, let's look at what they've done the past 6 years and hold them to that exact same standard. Fair? That's my only issue with it, man. You act as if Coach Tomlin hasn't had this team in playoffs or in playoff position in each of those 6 seasons. You cannot win a championship without making the playoffs first. You're not going to ever make it a bad thing that Coach Tomlin wins a lot of games. It's not a bad thing, baby. Okay? In terms of wanting more playoff success, that is accurate. Yes, we all want that. All I'm going to say is be careful how you chase after that. That's all.
Well, that's a great point. And I actually want to talk a little bit about this Patriots game in relation to that, because that's the big topic or the big slogan that's being thrown out there. Fire Tom. I mean, it has been a little bit, but it's feel like it's gotten the hottest after this Patriots game, after the back-to-back losses to these 2-win teams.
He's lost the team. It's over. This is the worst team ever. As we sit here with 7 wins, 6 seed, with quarterback injuries, defense injuries, and all these other adversity, coordinator fired, still sitting here at the 6th seed. Deke, how that? All right.
Here's my thing. I get the frustration with Tomlin. I get the just general frustration. But here's my thing. We all want the playoff success. We all want this team to get back to being a contender. We all want it to hit its ceiling. So we're 7-6 right now, and people want to fire Tomlin, or people want to change. People,
Hey man,
looking
I
for a
say
new coach,
fire
whatever
them
it is.
all, man. Let the fans really get what they want.
Whatever it is. My response to that is that the best solution? We want to get to the ceiling. We want to get back to championship contenders. Is that the best solution? Or sticking with a coach that is objectively a good coach? Is that the better way to go about it?
Hey man, I personally want the fans to get what they asking for. You know how sometimes you be like, yeah, you gotta be careful what you wish for. Or they be like, I really wanted it, and then you be like, dang, I ain't really want this. Why you ain't stop that? Why you ain't say something? Honestly, as a dude that has lived this thing professionally 9 years, I do understand how it works. This ain't even to you, baby. You know, it's all love. It be to y'all, man. I be like, man, sometimes y'all be so warped with y'all mindset. It's like, what is the point of trying to give you the information if you're not open to receive it? If your mindset is what your mindset is, it's like, baby, we ain't about to argue with you. I wish you could experience it. Now, I'm not in position to give you that, unfortunately. That's the Rudies, baby. But yeah, the way y'all be acting sometimes, I'm like, woo, baby. Like you said, they want Dobbs, they want Flacco, they want all this other. I'm like, bro, I would give it to them. And then you would have to sit there and take it the whole time, too. That's what I wish we could do. Unfortunately, it's not up to me. So, but that's what I want.
First, we got to
That's
see how the
what I
season plays out.
But why? The season's over. We're not going to the playoffs, right? We supposed to suck. We supposed to tank. We supposed to fire everybody. That's why it's just like, man, that's what y'all be wanting.
Well, I also said this
them,
earlier. I mean, if the Steelers in 05 had that type of mentality,
you see what I'm saying?
we would be without a Super Bowl. Because we were 7-5 coming off a 3-game losing streak. We had to win out last 4 games to get into the playoffs as a 6th seed. And then, even at that point, our road to get to the Super Bowl, kind of daunting.
Yeah.
Cincy on the road with, Carson Palmer and that team. He got hurt, which helped us out. But then the next game
Deke, give them what they want, Deke.
Was Peyton Manning, that Colts team, number 1 seed, AFC, on the road. They smoked us earlier in the season, too. There was no way we were going to win that game, right?
So that means
we won the game.
Actually,
next one, Broncos on the road, won the game. Eventually Super Bowl.
You know what that means? That means you actually a diehard because you rode through the adversity, is what you telling me. Still, Nation, low-key be having a bunch of quitters. I hate to be, disrespectful, but that's what it is, a bunch of quitters, man. If it's successful, if it's good, everybody can't wait to talk about how proud they ought to be in that black and gold, baby. But the first sign or the second sign of adversity, even if it ain't real adversity, where they be losing their mind, showing they skirt, and that's the craziest part to me. It's like, bruh, it's frustrating at times. Because you're like, bro, we tried it. But it's just like, I don't get it, man. I do not get it. Y'all be panicky over it. Anywho.
Yeah, either way, you got to see how the season plays out first.
Like, jeez, man.
But even if it goes south, even if we get the worst case scenario for the rest of the season,
it'd be a great situation.
Tomlin again is not to me, but
people get that draft pick. You know they swear about them draft picks.
No, Tomlin has still earned, in my opinion, the benefit of the doubt to give him one more season. Like, this is his second season without Big Ben.
Deke, second season without Big Ben. What did he do last year?
9-8.
And right now we're at 6 seed, right?
We are literally in the playoffs.
We're still in the playoffs. This is, like you said, 2 years removed from a franchise quarterback from 18 seasons, right? Can we just look around? Who else has done? Like, let's just, when you're removed from your franchise guy, what has it looked like? We know what it looks like around the league. We've seen these other teams around the league. But that's the part I'm just like, am I missing it? That's why I wouldn't get people what they want, Deke. We should just get people what they want, man. Fire them all.
No, I think
firewall, baby, firewall.
No, again, if you fire, that's the thing. It could be like you could say it's like a 50-50 proposition, but I don't know if I would lean it being a 50-50 proposition if you moved on from Tomlin, because it might be more. I guess, how do I want to phrase this? More probable that it goes south Just because how many times is there success when bringing in new coaches?
But remember, if
at
you
least
say
you
that,
know with Tomlin, you got a guy that's going to get you in the playoff mix
Deke,
year in and year out.
Deke, you ready?
Like, you know that for a
fact.
fact.
Deke, you ready? This is how they respond. They want to use his words. They're going to say, so you're living in your fears? Deke, you're living in your fears? If you're willing to give up on something that you know already works, this is guaranteed. You know what this is. But you just going to give it away for the fairy dust. If you don't give it away for the fairy dust with the hope, with the illusion, with nothing other than just your disdain for this player is what's making you feel like it's magically going to work out, right? It's faith. So, cool. Give the people the faith, bro. That's what they want. Otherwise, you're living in your fears. Otherwise, you're seeking comfort.
No, that's the thing. It could work, but I'd rather stick with what I know is like objectively a good coach to right the ship here.
But if they say that's living in your fears, do you think that's okay? Because that's what they say. You living in your fears.
I think it's just being smart. I don't think it's about the whole fears and that type of stuff. I think it's being smart. You have a good coach in-house. Always get your team in the playoff mix. And if I had to bet money on a coach to get us back to that ceiling, get us back to that championship contender status, I'd lean him. I would lean him.
You just hanging around me too much. My biasness for Coach T is rubbing off on you.
No, it's not about that. I would have this opinion without you.
But they going to put it like that anyways. You know that.
No, I don't know how they're going to put it, but yeah, dude's proven to be a solid coach.
Like, bro. No, he can't be a solid coach because he hasn't won a Super Bowl every single year.
Now, are there changes or improvements that can be made to the offensive side?
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
100%, yeah.
100%.
100%.
But in terms of leading the team as a whole, I think he knows what he's doing. Maybe you bring in a Todd Haley. I don't know how the dynamic was when Haley was here. Did Tomlin just give Haley and Ben like full reign of the offense at that point? Like that might be a better solution or a thing going forward.
From my experiences, he wasn't hands-on over there.
Yeah.
Because Haley was there and Seven was there. And we all knew it was Haley and Seven. Coach T was going to rock with this defense. That's what it was.
And maybe now having a young quarterback, no Seven, Canada, Tomlin has had to devote some time to the offense, which probably isn't the best way to utilize Tomlin.
Well, and I would say this, if we're truly, in terms of what we need going forward, yeah, we do want a little bit more upgrade in terms of the guys working underneath him. If he's truly going to allow those guys to operate as offensive coordinator, as defensive coordinator, as position coach, and he's not going to be as hands-on, well, then, yeah, we do need to make sure that whatever we're going to replace with, we're reaching from a higher talent pool. Now, that is multifaceted, though, because it's not just on him. It's also on the dollar that is getting offered.
Open up the checkbook.
We know it's multifaceted. So as much as we want to make it as if it's just him, it's both in terms of Mr. Rooney and Coach T. We get that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, that can be true and he can still be a good coach. That can be true at the same time. It's just like they make you pick and choose. You know what I mean? So, But he's definitely lost the locker room. That's the other part. You don't forget that. He lost the locker room. Whew, child.
Oh, no, here's actually also what I wanted to bring up, too. Because I was talking about the Patriots. I wanted to talk about the Patriots game a little bit, too, because this is when the whole Fire Tomlin stuff is got its hottest. And I get it because of these back-to-back bad losses. But here's the thing. Tomlin didn't throw Mitch's interception. Tomlin didn't overplay Zappi's pass in the end zone intended for Hunter Henry like Casey did. It's literally 14 points right there. That's 14 points. Mm-hmm. If you want to blame Tomlin just because he's the head guy and he's the one that puts those players in that position, sure. But that's literally every coach. Every coach has to do that. But
if he gets that blame, does he get the credit for when Atlanta Roberts tipped the pass and Michael Walker caught the pick?
I was going to say, or just the defense not giving up any points in the second half. How about that?
Does he get any of that? And that's always my issue is like we're crazy loud with whatever criticism or grievance that we have with player or coach, but then we just act like we don't even see anything positive that happens in them exact same game. Sometimes it might be the next play. We just like, bro, you ain't see that part too. But when your mind is set up how your mind is set up, like I said, man, it is what it is, baby.
Dre, do you believe Mason would be a better game manager than Mitch?
Me personally, no, not right now. I think that Mitch gives us the best option. It's not, any different when we're talking about talent wise, right? Mitch is a more talented player than Mason. That's not, a secret or, a shot or anything like that. But I also feel like when we're talking about the financial element of it as well, one guy is compensated at a higher level than the other guy. This is a business. So you got to factor in that dynamic also in terms of why they're compensating this guy, because the Steelers, not me, the Steelers believe that this guy gives them the best option to win, which is why they're compensating him that way. So that's why he's getting these opportunities. Now, I thought based on what he did in that Patriots game, yeah, Mitch did enough for us to win. I thought that we talk about the turnover. That's the part that you want to get off of him. But that's the same thing we talk about Mitch every week, right? But that's also why he's a backup quarterback in this league and not a franchise starting quarterback also. So when you're dealing with that level, yeah, you're going to have some more variables that you might be wanting, like, do I like this all the way? Do I not like this all the way? But that's going to be the exact same thing with Mason, except it's going to be some more potential variables in it. That's why the team is rocking with Mitch. So that's why for me, I'm like, I trust them because they're seeing him every day. It's not just my opinion on it. I trust their eyes. When we just talk about, put him out there because we want him out there, it's like, do you see him every day in practice? Do we know what his energy is, what his mindset is? Like, I don't know any of that, right? Because we ain't seeing that. But what I do trust is that the coaching staff are saying, you know what, we want to keep putting this guy out there. Now, we saw with Jaylen Warren as a undrafted free agent, ultimately get to the point where he done took snaps completely from Najee at times. So it's not as if they're not willing to make changes if they deem it necessary. We saw Michael Walker, number 38, come in here and start.
Yeah, when we can get Miles Jack up here?
Well, that's another part, right? It makes you wonder what's going on with Miles. We saw Blake Martinez get an opportunity, but what's going on with Miles? Those are the questions when you talk about getting guys off the couch, just putting them out there and they running around. It's like, I don't know. What does he look like in practice? Maybe he needed a little bit more time. That's the human part where we like, dang, it ain't just like the game. We just bring him and he's gonna, ball out.
He got that owner's body. Didn't he buy a random team, like a minor league team or something?
He did.
Or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was probably just
so it's like,
hobnobbing
it takes
and
some time.
and eating some food, drinking.
Hey, look, in one injury, instead of you thinking you got 3 weeks to get right, now we like, hey, bro, we need you in a week. And you're like, huh? That ain't what we said when we brought me in here. You told me I had 4 weeks to get right, bro.
We could use
now you
him.
need me in 2. That be how them convos be going, man.
Yeah, hopefully he's good because we can use him an inside linebacker.
Yeah.
Walker's hurting us a little bit right now.
So this is the thing with Walker, and shout out to the Patriots on this. So with Michael Walker, let's talk about it because instantly people are like, oh, he's trash, he's this, he's that. Michael Walker is a 100+ tackle guy. Okay, let's start with that first. All right. Second part is this, man. Michael Walker, based on our current guys, is our most athletic linebacker on the team. Period. Okay. The next part is this. In terms of why he struggled on Thursday night, the Patriots did a good job of isolating him in the matchup. They said, we got 2 matches that we like the most. Hunter Henry on 38, Hunter Henry on anything downfield, and we like Zeke one-on-one out the backfield against 38. And why is that? Because 38 was new. So they knew if I can condense the split by number 1, whether that's a tight end or a wide receiver, and I offset Zeke right here, you're going to put this linebacker in a bind because he has to decide if he's going to go over top of the corner or if he's going to go underneath the corner. If he goes underneath, Zeke is going to beat him up front. If he goes over top, Zeke can arrow back in. Can't be right. Excellent job by them. They utilized it. They had success on it. Then the second half, we adjusted it. We made the adjustment. But good on the Patriots, because when was that in terms of the Zeke touchdown opening drive? That means they saw what they wanted and they waited and they said, you know what? We've seen a tendency that this is what they like to call. We're going to run it. We do the exact same thing and we've had success doing it also at times. But that was their response right there. That's one of the big complaints that we've had on defense here as linebackers when we're like, we either going to get matched up on a wide receiver. If we play it, hey, you outside, I'm inside. Now we're complaining about linebacker on wide receiver. Or it's the scenario that was happening on Thursday night where this guy has to decide, do I try to beat you in front or do I try to go over top? And if you choose wrong, now you're chasing the touchdown. But he's the new guy. He's only been here, what, 3 weeks? 4 weeks now? So it's like, once again, on a short week, and new body parts, new body people in there. It's a lot to process. Those are the little intricacies of the defense. If you're not locked in or you haven't been here long enough, I've been in this thing 4 years, studied it since I've been retired. So I'm going to know every little thing. Whereas for him, he might, that's the stuff where you got to decide, like, all right, how we want to play this. I seen one time they played it completely different and they blew the coverage. Quarterback just ain't look. But that's some of the stuff. But in terms of Michael Walker, athletically, he's in position. We saw him when he was playing, what was the cat? Arizona. Trevor Brown was just dunking on him. He was in position. It's a difference between a dude being terrible and a dude just not finishing to the point that we like. That's what separates great versus good, good versus okay, okay versus bad. He's in position. That's half the battle. A lot of dudes don't even be in position. You're like, bro, you couldn't even, man, he wasn't even in the frame. It's like he's in the frame, but the finish isn't there right now. But that's the difference between all pro, Pro Bowl, good versus Michael Walker. When did we get him? Was Michael Walker our $4 million dude that we picked up this offseason? Was Michael Walker the dude that we drafted this offseason? No and no. He was available to us for a reason, man. So you hopping on the moving train. When you working with the piece that we picking up at this stage in the year, man, it's going to have some dings on it. Some stuff that ain't so savory, man. But I do feel like for Michael, he's still going to have to be a part of this rotation in some capacity because of his athleticism. He's far more athletic than Blake Martinez, far more athletic than Landon Roberts, who balled out once again. Shout out to E-Rob.
Yeah, I really like him. Him and Minka were awesome in that Patriots game.
Facts. But that's the thing. It's like Michael Walker, the closest body type to him is Miles Jack right now in terms of the ranginess of it.
Right.
But once again, we're still trying to figure out what's going on with Miles because they haven't even bumped him up just yet.
Right.
They bumped up the Ty Johnson cat.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even know that.
They done bumped him up 2 times, bro. Back-to-back weeks. They done bumped him up instead of Miles. So I'm like, unless Miles is up, who is the quote-unquote athletic linebacker that can run? That is your most athletic guy. So that's my whole thing. Now, we do it. I thought we done a great job in the second half of both of these games of going from, okay, we're going to start using all these different type of personnel groupings. We was in dime personnel, nickel, big nickel, then base. So it's like we start rocking with a lot more dime stuff. And you can get away with it, but the problem is run fits, which we know can hurt us at times. But yeah, we working through it. But this is all the byproduct of you having injuries at inside linebacker, man.
Alpha God 256. I don't mind Kenny being the starter and Mitch the backup. I just would like them to keep their heads on a swivel and play more freely.
I'm with you. And playing more freely comes with confidence. That comes with experience, though, right? It's easy to say play freely while you don't have any type of consequence. It's a difference when one bad play, everybody is crucifying you, right? It's a difference when if you throw an interception, we're going to hold out against you for the next 6 days, 7 days. You feel me? So it just changes when you're out there how freely you're truly trying to be. And I think that that's what both of them quarterbacks are dealing with. And I don't think it'll be any different if we put Mason out there. I think initially you might get the, all right, F it, we're going to be super aggressive ball. But then eventually it boils back to, all right, man, I'm tripping. Let me start protecting this thing so they don't pull me back out. All them dudes going to be in that to an extent until they string together multiple positive performances and get their confidence up as a whole.
That's Dresden. Kenny is probably a great dude, but as an NFL QB, he is garbage truck juice. He might end up being cold coach one day, though, in my opinion.
Why, my man? I should have known, bro. When he said he's a great dude, we should have known, bro. Should have known.
GF, I feel Juju could have been the wide receiver leader, even as wide receiver 3. No. Nice try.
He said Juju had a good game against us, man. Come on, bro.
He did on 4. Yeah, what the hell? Him and James Conner.
Yeah.
Turn back the clock against us at Hines.
Revenge game, man. You know how it go. E-Rob had a good revenge game, though. So at least we got it back.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we missed one. Scott Fordor. Let me get him real quick. He says, "'Tis the season. Seems like we need somebody to guide the sleigh. We have someone with the name of Rudolph on the bench. Just saying, let's get jolly. I mean, I ain't hating it.
No, I'm honestly not
throw him out
opposed
there, bro.
to Mason playing.
Yeah.
It's tough. I just think you're getting more of a wild card with Mason. Like with Mitch, even though I didn't like a lot of how he played in that Patriots game, I think to your point, he did do enough to win. You got to get rid of that pick. You got to get rid of that pick.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff too, I didn't like him. I think he was lackadaisically throwing the ball out there sometimes, back foot, just chucking it up. Didn't really care where it went. But
that's Mitch's style.
Yeah.
The same way Kenny's negative is he has that tendency to bail out the back door. Mitch's tendency is he has a tendency to fall off that back foot and kind of throw it. But it's because of how strong his arm is, and he's gotten away with it, even going back to UNC. So that's why he has that thing where he'll drift it, and that's his. No different than Haskins. RIP to Haskins, but Haskins was when he was on the run, he never would set up his feet and act like he was coming back down to drive the throw, and it always drift on him. It's like they all got their little.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to Mason, but I'm also fine with going with Mason. That's just where I'm at right now. Whatever decision's made, it's whatever. Man, it's like a cop-out answer, but at the same time, I just think that's where we're at with Kenny being out. I think we could win with Mitch. I think we could win with Mason, too. It's just what version of each guy are we getting. We haven't seen enough
we won with both.
From Mason recently, and with what we've seen from Mitch recently. I haven't liked what I've got from Mitch in 2023, but I did like a couple of things he gave us in 2022. Give us that Panthers game from last year. You give us that Panthers game, Mitch, for this Colts game, we'll be fine.
It doesn't matter who is out there as long as y'all not turning the ball over.
And I do think Mason would do that better than Mitch, I will admit. But Mason also has had his weird stretches of turning the ball over.
People hated Mason when Mason had his opportunity. Am I missing something here? People hated the way that Mason played ball.
Right.
Y'all, I'm not tripping. Y'all did not like Mason, man. I'm not tripping over here, bro. Y'all just waited a long time, and now y'all trying to change y'all mind. Like y'all love Mason all of a sudden. Y'all hated Mason, man. That mediocre Mason. That's what I called him, right? Check down. All this, right?
Browns game he came in for at the end of the season. And
I'm like, bro,
second half of that Jets game. I didn't really like a lot of that Lions game.
I'm like, the way y'all talked about Mason when Mason was playing, even in his good moments, y'all talk crazy about Mason, man. Now all of a sudden, everybody want Mason back.
Juju. Kenny's the franchise. He's 7-2 this season. He has the hardest QB in history and wins regularly. Maybe he's saying the hardest QB job in history. With having Canada as OC. And he wins regularly and is clutch, while Purdy is being praised for the easiest QB job ever. Such a joke by Tomlin.
There it is.
Man, they're talking about Purdy for MVP.
They're talking Purdy. Seeing them bring back
I don't know if I could
with,
do that. I don't know if I could go that far.
Tyreek. Seeing them bringing them up. Shoot.
I'd give, you know what? As crazy as it sounds, I think I'd give some votes for your guy down in Dallas.
For Dak?
Yeah. I'd pick him over Purdy for sure. I think there's a couple guys I'd pick over Purdy. He could be in the mix because he is having a good season, but
respect.
Yeah, I think Dak means way more to the Cowboys than Purdy did the Niners with how Dak's playing this year.
Yeah, see, I'm always the wrong guy for the MVP combo.
Who you going with?
If he's saying who the best player, I'm going with my dude Josh Allen. You pull him up versus any of them other dudes. What's the difference? You going to give up a team stat? Give me the team stat, right? His team doesn't win more. When we talking individual for the whole season, which quarterback you take? In terms of their numbers, in terms of touchdowns, interceptions, yardage, all that other stuff. That's all. That's my energy, baby. But that's also why I said I'm the wrong guy to ask. Because you're going to go back to, well, Dak is winning more, Niners winning. I'm like, I don't care about the wins, bro.
No. I'm not gonna do
I don't care about any of that, bro.
I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like defending Dak that much right now. But I think he's probably got a good case.
Yeah, because he's winning. Him and Purdy. That's why they're getting talked about, bro.
Mahomes is... I would take Dak. Like, if you just had to ask me between those two, though,
Yeah.
those two are probably the favorites, right?
And
Hurts,
like I said, they throwing
Hurts was
Tyreek
in the
in there.
mix, but he's stalling a little now.
Tyreek, they throwing Tyreek in there. Tyreek's the other guy. He can get opportunity.
If he gets like 2,000, I wouldn't be opposed to Tyreek.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, between a couple of the favorites, I would lean Dak with how he's
Hey,
playing down the
hey,
Dallas.
and
If
I
he
had-
finishes the season strong.
Hey, give me a second real quick. Skydiving Heck, Jonathan Stevens, Knight Rider 16, Steeler Gang. How many touchdowns he have? Give me that answer as well. All right. And then compare that to the league as well while y'all let it.
Who?
Oh, no, because they was bringing up his picks. Because he leads. It was, he got
Who?
the most picks. Josh Allen. It was like, he got the most touchdowns too, though, right? Just make sure you do both. That's all. If we do a touchdown interception ratio, he 3-1.
I really wish the Bills lost.
He
against the
3-1.
Chiefs.
All
I
I'm
really
saying,
do.
he's 3-1. He's 3-1 touchdown interception ratio.
I wanted to put them in the coffin, man.
All I'm saying is he 3-1 touchdown interception ratio. I know they're gonna tell you he having a terrible year. Don't believe the hype. That's all.
Well, that's why I'm saying that.
Don't
That's,
be
that's
hype.
why I wanted them to lose against
Yeah.
the Chiefs. I
Don't
don't
believe hype.
want them hanging
Yeah.
around here late in the season
Mm-hmm.
because Josh Allen is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed that loss to the Chiefs. Needed that. Who do they got? They got a tough schedule coming up, though. Who's their next 4
game is
games?
supposed to be tough. You know that.
You know who they got, though?
Let's see. This Dallas this week.
Okay.
Dallas and Buffalo on Sunday, baby. Heck yeah.
In Buffalo.
Yeah. Like I said, man, every game is a game. The way they playing, bro, every game will pull up. You know that.
They got to win out.
Absolutely.
They got to win. Because if
Yeah.
they lose one, they're going to be relying on
Hey,
help,
look,
right?
Because the mindset of who they got next week would have been like, oh my gosh, the Chiefs this. Oh, we would have been scared, right? Or
They have to
Eagles
win every
like,
game.
oh, it's like, nah, bro, we ain't worried about none of that. All right, line them up. Whoever's up, let's go.
Ethan Leach, wanted to let y'all know I'm tapping in just because. Wanted to let y'all know I'm tapping in. Just can't stay in the comment section at work. Much love, though.
Ooh, all right, respect, man. Hey, shout out to you putting in that work too, man. Let's get it.
A2A style. I'm tired of the Cowboys stealing our stuff. Hashtag here we go belongs to us. Are they starting that?
I thought they was beat them boys.
We already let them have America's team. Now they want that too.
No way they sent. Oh, it's Dak. You heard the thing?
No.
See, remember how like Ben had Dilly, Peyton Manning's Omaha. So for Dak, his cadence, it's something. All right, here we go. He's like, here we go, and then he'll snap it. So yeah, it's like, here we go. So every time now they keep hearing that. Now they're making their whole little. Oh, here we go.
That's
but
tough.
it's not the same of like, here we go, Steelers, here we go. It's like how he's voicing his inflection.
Yeah, he's right. We gave him America's team.
Mm-hmm.
Because we should have been. We could have if we
Yeah.
wanted to. But yeah, we're Pittsburgh's team. International. You guys kept saying the receivers doing their antics wasn't a problem until it affects the team and kept downplaying everything. Is it a problem yet? Might be.
Put it like this. If you want to witch hunt and make it an issue, sure, you can make it as big of an issue as you would like, baby. They're not holding you back, man. Make it as big an issue as you want, man. To me personally, they go out here and play well and we win this week, are you complaining about it? That's always my energy whenever we're coming off of a loss. Everything feels magnified, right? Everything. But whenever we win, we're going to go ahead and lose our mind the opposite direction as well. That's all. So it's like, sure, it's a great tragedy, issue, cancer today. If they go out there and we win on Saturday and they play well, I just ask, would you still be asking that question or would you have a different type of energy towards it?
Well, he might be. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
he
you
might
go,
be
man.
referring to just some of the effort stuff with the receivers, and that's.
Oh, is he saying
something that-
effort? I ain't see him say effort, though. I think he said antics.
Antic. Yeah, I
'Cause
guess.
I thought antics was like the body language, the social media stuff. That's what I thought antics.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm off. I
Yeah.
could be
Well,
off, though. Yeah. That's
okay. If
that's why I interpreted antics. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Sure. So I was gonna say if it's the effort stuff, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I thought he would have put like
that-
effort for that because it was like,
that needs to be
Yeah.
the case week in and week out.
yeah,
But,
I'm
like,
with you on that. If you talking effort international, 100%, yeah, that's a issue. You can't pick and choose. But if you're speaking on the antic stuff, is what I was interpreting. That's what I was referring
the
to.
DJ touchdown celebration, I didn't really care about.
Like that's an antic.
So now some of the Pickens stuff. Now I do think that could start becoming legit, just based off Tomlin's premise of we don't want what's the saying?
You don't
Volunteers, not
want
hostages.
you want volunteers.
Yeah,
not
we want
hostages.
volunteers,
Yeah.
not hostages.
Like
That's
another
legit.
antic. I thought at the end of the game when GP he full drops in the end zone, he's like, oh, antic. Like I look at that as an antic. But I'm saying to myself, if we win, nobody's tripping on that. I think that he isn't even tripping on that if we're winning. But when you're losing, everything gets magnified. Everything is intensified. And I think that that's what we also have to understand. I don't know if you've heard it a lot, but I know as a player, we've always hear where they tell you, man, it's never as bad as you think it is. It's never as good as you think it is. But that's the whole reason why we come back and we watch the tape. That's the whole reason why we come back and okay. So this is actually what happened. But it's like, we don't do that as a fan base. We just got to skip to the next one. We like, hold on, bro. No, it is not as bad as y'all thought it was on Thursday night when you was in that moment. Like, you cut the tape on certain things.
It wasn't as bad.
But that's the part where it's like, everybody isn't getting that part. So it's like, y'all still be on this energy. We like, how are y'all still feeling like that after you rewatched it? But if you ain't watch it, I get it.
The reason I don't think it was as bad is it literally came down to what Tomlin said in his post game of the pick. Mitch doesn't throw that pick, we win the game.
Man.
But even if Mitch does throw the pick and we get the stop on defense, we win the game. It's literally
like
that
you
play.
Said, man, and look, you just play this pass a little bit differently as a defender.
Yeah,
man.
KZ too. Yeah, those were the two plays. Those were the two plays that stuck out to me, which led to 14 points.
But that's also part of why when I say, even going back to the whole drop pass versus not a drop pass in that early game in the season, I feel like with football, bro, everything is gonna balance out, man. It's a part of the game. It's part of the game. But that's also why it's like, yo, we don't want to put a lot of stock in complaining one way or the other if something goes in our favor or not, because we say, man, as a whole law of averages, if we are playing the better football for 60 minutes, it should still fall on us being successful, man.
Esther Dresden, keep it real, Moats. You wouldn't draft a QB this April? Question mark.
I didn't say that. That's actually not what I said, man.
You got any thoughts?
No, I've already said I'm bringing competition in. I said the difference is depending on if Kenny is able to come back and show me something different, that could determine the level of competition. But I've already said I was bringing that in. So, yeah.
Austin Hagerman giving us some support.
Shout out to Austin showing love.
We also got International. The new standard seems to be needing a million things to happen to make the playoffs. Drafting at 20 and creating team cancers every year. How do we change?
Oh. I mean, that seems like a perception thing, right? The new standard seems to be needing a million things to happen to make the playoffs. That's your perception that we need a million things to happen. I can't help you if you feeling like that, baby. Because the facts are we don't need that. The facts are 9 times out of 10, we have either been in a situation where we've already had it or, yeah, you might have a scenario where you got to have somebody help. But most of the time it's been, yo, you win, you control your destiny. If I'm not mistaken, Deke, do we control our own destiny right now? Maybe I'm tripping.
We do at this point.
Am I tripping, Deke? Do we not control our destiny right now? Like, I ain't got the answer,
to his point, these last 2 years we have needed a million things to go our way because we did too much stupid stuff early on in those 2 seasons.
So
but
you said the last. Are you talking this season as the last? Or are you talking last 7?
I'm saying last 2 years.
Ben's last year and Kenny's first year.
Yeah.
Those 2 years you're speaking specifically.
Yeah, we needed a lot of things to happen last month to make the playoffs go right. But I will say this: that's only 2 years, and if that's the worst of what we got here, the Steeler Nation, other teams are begging for that.
Time on. We made the playoffs with
We made
7.
the one. Yeah, we did. Yeah. That was like, remember it came down to the whole, like,
we
need the
won,
tie.
and then it was at that last game.
Have the tie.
They couldn't tie.
Yeah, they couldn't tie.
That's a million things?
No, it was. Honestly, yeah, like the last 2-3 weeks, we needed, like, all these specific games, and they did happen. They legitimately did happen. It was awesome. It was incredible. Remember we needed the Jaguars to beat the Colts? I'm
sorry. So it was bad that happened then. Is that what y'all trying to imply?
No, I get what he's saying. It's like we don't want that to happen year in and year out.
But it seemed like y'all complained just to complain. We complained to complain. Did we make the postseason? Yes or no?
We did.
So what are we actually talking about then?
We want a higher ceiling. We want to be back in the contender status.
Fair. But we know it's going to take a lot more than that to get there. That's a bigger, if we talking about getting to a 1 seed, that's a bigger conversation.
I think a lot of people feel like
but
this season's heading for the same direction would make it like 3 years in a row.
For sure.
Now, I don't know that. We got 4 more games to play. I don't know that for certain, one way or another. We win these next 4, I mean, I think we're going to be a hot team heading into the playoffs.
Huh? So you feel if we win these next 4, we a hot team heading into the playoffs?
Absolutely.
But everybody else think that we a terrible team that need to blow this whole thing up and start over.
Yeah.
This is why I be confused, bro.
Well, we do have 4 games ahead of us. Right now, based off these last 2 games, we haven't been playing good. I'll be honest. But we are still a playoff team right now. 6th seed. We got 4 games in front of us, all winnable games. Let the chips fall as they may. It's the NFL, baby.
For sure.
That's where I'm at. And I feel like if we had Kenny, man, dude, that's what pisses me off. Is because we're not at full staff on defense either with the linebacker. I think we can get by still. I think we can with the whole inside linebacker injuries. But
we can. We
at quarterback with this offense, we had some good things cooking. Had some good things cooking that first game and a half without Canada. Kenny.
You think it's going to be this weekend, next week for Kenny?
What?
You think it'll be this weekend, next week for Kenny?
If I had to bet money, I would. Because he had the same surgery
it's Saturday
in college.
This week. The next game.
So
that's Saturday, Sunday, then Thursday, correct?
So if he comes back for that Bengals game, that'll be like, depending on how you want to look at the days, it's either like 20 or 21 days.
Yeah.
He had this injury in college, had the same surgery, and I think it took him like 26, 27 days.
Same ankle or different?
It was a different ankle.
Okay.
Maybe he recovers quicker as a pro.
Have more time on his hands. He definitely got more time on his hands, man.
Yeah, and I guess he's got better resources.
Yeah,
I would like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you ain't got to worry about Clash. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. Like,
that's my bet. Is he misses Colts Bengals?
Okay.
Hopefully he's back for the Bengals. Hopefully.
He's our guy, man.
International. Why not get PJ or Flacco instead of Mitch? Who's PJ?
PJ Walker, maybe?
No.
Is that what it?
Come on.
No, wait. Is that anything you're talking about? That's the only PJ I could think of. And Flacco was available. Flacco's on the practice squad right now, man. So, yeah. If the Steelers...
Flacco? They announced him to be their starter.
No, you saw it on social media, bro. He reverted back to the practice squad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this was right after the game. Am I tripping?
Wait,
they did the bump him up and put him back down.
Wait,
yeah, bro. So if you want, you can go get him. I'm not tripping.
Is there some type of veteran thing with the practice squad?
No, it's the way that they think. That's what we do with Ty Johnson every week right now. Think about this, bro. Like that has shifted, bro. Yes, the practice squad has changed ever since the COVID stuff. That's even why why you think Miles Jack could be on our practice squad, bro? Like that whole thing has shifted, man. But y'all definitely saw where Joe Flacco had went back down. Yeah,
they announced him as starter,
bro. I saw the Twitter account put that up there, but literally I saw the other one. Yeah.
Joe Flacco, both Browns starter and on practice squad.
Okay, so I'm not tripping. Yeah, I'm not tripping,
That's
bro.
pretty funny.
I'm not tripping. So, yeah, if y'all want Flacco, he is definitely available, bro.
So, I think what this article is getting at, he's free to sign with any team.
Yes, because he is on the practice squad.
He can sign, but
when you are on
that's a his decision type of thing. That's not up to like a team to claim him.
If the team says, I want you and I pay for you, that's mine. Unless the Browns match the offer. And then, because that's what happened with us. With, like I said, with Chicolo. The one time it was like the Texans wanted to sign him. He was about to leave. And then the Steelers at the last minute say, yeah, we'll match the offer. You stay here.
This is insane. Why did they do that?
Because he was never on the active roster to begin with. He was signed to the practice squad. Post-COVID, you can sign anybody to the practice squad, and on game days, you're able to bump a guy up solely for the game and then revert him back down to practice squad. So all they did was bump him up for the game and revert him back down to practice squad. That's it. So he is very much available for all the people that love Joe Flacco. He's so good. God's gift.
That's pretty funny. So are they gonna call? They gotta call him up to the active roster here, right?
You know they're gonna bump him back up, but he did say he wanted to stay though. I think he did say that part. So I was like, all right, shout out to Joe. But I don't think nobody who's signing Joe right now. Are we gonna sign Joe?
No.
That's what I'm telling you. Who signed him? We all in the same boat with these little 1-off 2-week situations, man. But he's definitely on the practice squad, bro.
A2A style, our receivers run into each other a lot while with the routes. It happened again last game, and Walker looked like he was running up an escalator on that pick, SMH.
Shout out to Zeke. Zeke walked him down, bro. Zeke definitely walked him down, man.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a house call.
I did too, bro. Shout out to Zeke, though, man.
We needed it to be a house call because our offense couldn't do anything there.
I mean, that's one of the ones that you never know what play is going to be the difference. But that's also why when we talk effort, we say you can't pick and choose. Imagine if Zeke on that play said, you know what? I don't want to chase. Or if he said,
yeah,
I'm
we
tired.
ended up with 0 on that
Think
drive.
about it, bro.
Yeah. Ended up with 0. But, yeah, then that led to the block punt, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did we score off that? Was that a field goal or a touchdown?
I think
we got a touchdown.
That was the QB sneak, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because that was the second one, yeah.
Why the hell did we do the Connor Hayward reverse?
Bro, we almost tricked it off. Holy smokes.
We're at the one. Do a QB sneak 4 times in a row
that was
until
our
it gets
theme.
in.
You saw that was our flavor but that was our flavor for the short week. You saw how many big, long developing plays.
Jalen Warren at receiver.
We had 3
times.
like reverse, like long developing plays. That was our flavor on the short week. But on the short week, you know, you kind of are limited because you don't have a lot of preparation time. So it's like you're going to throw in a couple wrinkles here or there, but it's pretty much whatever you just saw on Sunday.
Austin Hagerman, hey, Deke and Moats, what do you think of Flacco? Would it be worth bringing him over or even just to add a veteran in Kenny's ear?
If we're saying for the veteran in Kenny's ear, I'm all for that. I don't know.
That was the conversation back in the offseason.
I just don't know if that's his energy because, now granted, the timing was different, but when Lamar Jackson was drafted to the Ravens, remember, that was a part of the issue. Flacco won't trying to be on that type of time with Lamar. So I don't know if maybe he's changed his stance since then.
He's kind of becoming back like Broncos, and then he went to the Jets.
We said as
kind
a
of
mentor.
back up for a little bit.
We said as a mentor.
As like
that's
a
what he said as a mentor.
Year.
He said the mentor Kenny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his vibes were with the Jets.
Right. I'm like, yeah, we talking like the mentor part. Yeah. Yeah, because if we're just saying him as a backup, sure. I mean, he's a proven quarterback in this league. Sure, it don't hurt. But what's his mindset? That's always my energy with him, man.
We also got Steelberg. Are fans ready for a rebuild? New coach, new players, and coordinator. If so, what's happening now isn't even close to what we would see.
Thank you, Steelberg. I get called all type of bad stuff when I have that energy, though. Because that literally is my mindset when they be hollering about all this stuff. And I'm like, y'all doing this with us having 7 wins and being the 6th seed in the NFL right, or in the playoffs right now. And this is technically the worst we've been in a while. It's like, yo, what y'all be hollering for? I didn't live that other places, man. I don't think y'all want any parts of that, man.
Joe Gebbers. Anyway, you guys think this is the regular sophomore slump most QBs have after year 3 is usually where we know if he is or not our guy. Deke, next stream? Question mark.
They asking, they need it. They need that heat, Deke. Talk to him.
It's like GTA 6, dude.
On,
I don't know
man.
when,
You keep
when you're
pushing
going to see
them
this.
off. Hey, they said the PC version going to take 2 more years after the regular drop.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I saw y'all are crazy.
They've been dropping some good Madden cards, too.
Shout
but I've
out.
also seen some people on Twitter, like Madden people on Twitter, complaining about EA again and how they're about to do some strikes on the packs and how toxic the company is. So I don't know if this is the best time to get back into it. Because to get the new cards, I might be shelling out hundreds of dollars, which I don't feel like doing. Maybe we'll wait for some of those prices to go down.
Just wait them out, bro.
I don't know when you're going to see the next stream, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. My life's been good. My life's been good without Madden.
My life's been good. Yo.
I'm just being straight up. Like, no, Madden brings more negativity into my life. Is what?
Serious?
Yeah, what I
It
realized.
stressing you like that, bro?
Yeah, and I'm paying EA money. I'm getting pissed off for 2-3 hours, like 70% of the time. Anytime I step on the sticks, I'm always outmatched with my team. Always. Dudes are using glitches, these cheat plays and stuff. I can't keep up. And then, sometimes it's just better to not play.
You say, yeah,
My
man.
life's better.
I
think my life's better without it. My day-to-day life is better without Madden. So it's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. I'm spending money to do it, and I'm getting mad. Whereas if I don't do any of that,
He said,
I'm in a better state.
and it's best of the quality of my life. All right.
It's tough. But at the same time, the positives of it, or it can be fun and entertaining and good vibes with the community, the Twitch stream, people that stop through. Like, there's that. Let's not overlook that, but still, I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts on it right now. Like, this isn't just some ho hum thing where I'm just like, man.
No, like you really in
I think my life's better without Madden.
It's just funny to hear you say
it's
that,
kinda
though,
deep.
bro. My dog say, "Yo, my life is better because I ain't got that in me right now." Man.
I think people that play Madden get it though.
Unfortunately, I can agree.
Steelers Red Warrior says Deke
that,
retired. He was one of the main ones in the Twitch chat too.
I can see it, man.
He was there day one. Loyal.
I can see that, bro.
Loyal subscriber.
I don't get to that extent, but it's definitely some times where I'm definitely more worked up than I ever think I should be or would be if I wasn't playing bad, bro. So, yeah, it's real. It happens.
Okay. He also was talking about that sophomore slump.
In
Year
terms of the
3,
sophomore slump,
better gauge.
I also think it's different too because of it's incomplete, man. I'll say it like this: not incomplete. More so, right now we're not getting a chance to see him finish down the stretch. We're not getting a chance to see this critical part of the development. So we can call it a sophomore slump. I don't think that's wrong because we're just simply looking at the numbers of it and we're just going to simply hold it to that year 1 versus year 2. Sure. But in terms of some of the context with it, I do think, unfortunately, some of his lack of availability has hurt him in terms of his evaluation. Now, that does not change what happens, though, in terms of opening up that door for competition, whether that is higher end, equal, or less than. I think that is still going to happen. But for Kenny, no different than what I said, was it a week ago when he got hurt or 2 weeks ago? It's like, man, whenever you come back, doesn't matter when it is, just be ready to go, man. That's the big part. Be ready to go. Because you don't know how they're going to be looking at you, what the evaluation is going to be, but you know you haven't put enough good out there this season to be above reproach, and the clock is ticking. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. So that's the part for him where it's like, man, go out there and prove what you can prove. But I get it if you call it a sophomore slump. I can 100% understand that. And yeah, if that's how you feel about it, that's how you feel about it. Trust me, I definitely get it, man.
This is interesting. This is really random, but I wanted to read this. Let's go. UW says Otani's $700 million contract calls for him to be paid only $2 million a year for the next 10 seasons, with $680 of the million deferred until the end of the deal.
That's dope by him. That's like the Bobby Bonilla joint. Sheesh.
I like that.
Heck yeah, man. I like when they let you defer it. Yeah, that keep you locked in solid for the duration.
Yeah.
Protect you from going crazy.
Yeah, that's smart.
Sometimes you gotta protect yourself from yourself, man.
Let's go, UW. I see we hired Miami's medical team for TJ.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
They say that boy cleared the protocol. They had him over that joint sipping them salts. Oh, Lord. It has nothing to do with it, but it just looks bad for the optics. It's like, oh, yeah. Hey, all I'm going to say is the guy's independent. Remember that. Independent neurologist. So, just independent dude.
The benefit is it happened Thursday. If we're looking for TJ and Highsmith to get back for this Colts game, you get some extra days past the protocol.
He's independent, though. Just remember that. You won't know that guy. Deke, huh?
AJ Martinez, we just have too many questions every year, and we're using 2 OCs. Tell me something, please, that makes me feel better. LOL. I just don't know. Steeler for life.
Hey, man. We're still, with all of the chaos, with all of the adversity, with all of the doom and gloom, still got everything that you want ahead of you, and you control your own destiny. You don't got to look around any stadium. You just got to go out there and do what you need to do. So that's some positivity right there, because there's plenty of teams that unfortunately cannot say they control their own destiny right now.
A2A style, is it possible Mike T going through the Belichick fall from grace? Was it the quarterback and not the coach? Not saying they're not good coaches, but saying QBs made them great.
I mean, if you call 9 wins last year and 7 wins this year, 2 years removed from the great quarterback, while firing the OC, while using multiple quarterbacks in those 2 years to fall from grace, sure. I just think that when you really break it down into that context, you were actually looking to be like, you know what? Maybe that actually isn't a fall from grace. Maybe that's just a reload. Maybe that's just tread water while we figure out this quarterback situation. Like 90% of the teams in the NFL have to do, right? Figure out the quarterback situation unless you got one of them Mahomes, one of them unicorn type dudes, right? Everybody's trying to win enough, to stay relevant enough, to stay close enough to compete, to get in the dance, to maybe get how to go on a run until you get one of them dudes. I don't think that's a fall from grace personally, but that's why my perception a lot of times is very different than, obviously the chat when we start talking about this type of stuff because of my vision, my outlook on it. But it's also, I've experienced the other side of this equally as the success of being with the Steelers as well, man. So that's why I'm able to just see a little bit both ways with it. All right. So that's why I don't think that this is anywhere close to a fall from grace. I think this is literally a 2-year transition where you're trying to figure out the most important position along with the coordinator spot right now also, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think Belichick and Tomlin did benefit from having a couple of the greatest quarterbacks in history at the helm for the last couple of decades. But at the same
and
time,
which coach hasn't, right?
I don't think that means they're not good coaches. The 2 times Tomlin hasn't had Ben for pretty much a whole season was the Duck year. Duck and Mason went 8-8.
Yeah.
I'd lean that being a more positive for Tomlin, like to go through that season. What were we like 1-4 to start, and then you go Mason, Duck, get to 8-5.
Ben
didn't finish
Ben
strong.
Was gone 6 quarters in the season.
Yeah. Just to get it to 8-8, just to get it to where you're almost in the playoffs after the season looked hopeless after the first month. I thought that was impressive. Again, didn't finish strongly, but how much is that on Tomlin? Duck throwing those reckless picks against the Bills and the Jets, and then Mason getting hurt. I think if Mason stays healthy in that Jets game, we do make the playoffs. Yeah. But anyway, and then last year, the 9-8, the transition from Ben to Mitch, and then Mitch to Kenny, having no identity, finishing the season off strong. Unfortunately, Pickett got hurt in that Ravens game. I feel like if Pickett would have stayed healthy, I think we control our destiny for the playoffs. We almost still made the playoffs. With that Jets-Dolphins game, the result didn't go the way we needed. But, yeah, those are the 2 times we've seen Tomlin without Ben, whereas with Belichick without Brady, it's been worse versus Tomlin. And I would still consider Belichick a good coach. Like, if the Patriots fire him, I think he should be up for a job around the league. I don't know what team would want him. I know Chargers have been talked about, Commanders. There's definitely other teams. Like, Belichick's still a good coach. Yeah. I don't think he's a good GM, though. I don't think he's picked the right offensive personnel. But yeah, I don't think them having great quarterbacks for most of their careers as coaches takes anything away from them from just being legit good coaches.
Yeah.
They benefited from it, but at the same time, I think they're still solid. Russell Schwartz. Well, Andy Reid, he didn't win anything until he got Mahomes. Had success, those McNabb years with the Eagles and everything, but never actual Super Bowls. Russell Schwartz playing horrible against trash teams is a Tomlin special.
It is.
I thought this one was funny. I'm not going to front. Someone responded to one of my Twitter posts and said September 8th should be National Tomlin Day.
All right, I like it.
I think that's pretty funny. 9-8. AJ Martinez, I understand Coach T is super cool players coach, but where is the disconnect? With Cowher, we could see the team improving every year till the Super Bowl win.
How many Super Bowls did they win under Cowher?
1.
How many years did he coach here?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought up Cowher. I brought up Noel as, comparisons for Tomlin because, everyone wants to fire Tomlin. It's like after the 70s dynasty with Noel, I think we went like 11, 12 seasons with... It was only one double-digit win season. So is Noel a bad coach? Do you fire Noel? Obviously they didn't. Cowher had a stretch of 3 seasons. One was a losing record, one was 500, one was 9-7, and that was like late 90s.
I know.
Do you fire Cowher? Obviously we didn't. And if you fired Cowher, do we get that Super Bowl later?
Yeah. Hey, but it don't matter. Coach T only won because he had Cowher's players. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
My thing is with that, sure those could have been Cowboys players, but Coach T must have done something, right? He had to have done something, right?
No,
I mean,
he didn't do anything. He just stood there with the headset on. It wasn't plugged in.
Yeah, not only did we win the Super Bowl in 08, but then we got back to another one in 2010.
No. That was because of 7.
I mean, that was a mini dynasty run we had from 05 to 10.
7 just dragged them the second time. The first one, that was because of Cowboys players. Coach T is a cheerleader. Remember, Bradshaw said that.
Ryan McPherson. Meanwhile, AB said on X that KP is good. All right. Says just needs to be more of a leader.
There it is.
Moats, I'm glad you enjoyed the Taylor Swift concert. No, Travis Scott concert.
Bro, what?
It says TS.
Bro, what? Come on,
Taylor
D.
Swift's popping.
No way,
if you put
bro.
TS,
Oh my God.
if you put TS,
Deke, me?
I'm thinking
Deke,
T Swift.
Me? Come on.
I could see you taking your family to a Taylor Swift concert.
Come on. That's crazy, man. We better than that, Deke. We
TS.
better than that, man.
You know Taylor Swift might be the most popular person on earth right now.
Oh my gosh. I'm just glad she had the best seat in the house last night for that performance. You know, she tried to walk her little self past them boys in the tunnel. They tried to bring out all the stars. They said, walk her by, see if that'd work. So we ain't tripping. That's all right. Call a little calm out there, then, fella. A little calm out there. We ain't tripping.
He also said Steeler Nation needs to be like Moats and Deke.
Don't be like most. Be like Deke, man. Don't be like me. But I absolutely had a blast at that Travis Scott concert, man. It took me, all day Saturday, but I was still recovering. I would turn to the max. Believe that. It's been a while since I got a chance to unwind, Deke, you know. We was grieving, so I needed to, let me unwind with my Rangers.
Sure.
I started to jump into the mosh pit. I didn't want to catch no lawsuit, though.
Brilla92, now that I've had time to cool off and think it through, what I like best about Tomlin is his jacket game.
Fire.
Flores for head coach
Facts.
gives me Cowher vibes.
Okay. All right. Ain't nothing against that, baby. No, and trust me, man, I got major love for Brian Flores, man. I think he's a heck of a coach. I think he's a heck of a dude. And I think whenever he gets another opportunity to be a head coach, I think he's going to do another great job, man, or a really good job. So I definitely am excited about that. And obviously, we got a ton of respect for Coach Cowher as well, man. And yes, every single game I look at Coach T jacket, I'm like, bro, I need to cop that one, the color rush one, and I'm still waiting on that salute the service one, D. Them jackets be fire, bro.
Jonathan Stevens, don't see why people pick sides between QB and OC. It's a combination. Neither are good enough to match the other. Bottom line, need to upgrade both. Damn.
Technically, we don't have technically we have an interim OC. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would just really like to see what Kenny looks like with this Faulkner-Sullivan combo. But, yeah, sure, in general, upgrade the OC. I'm good at QB. I'm good. A2A style, just tired of teams who ain't done something in a long time play us and do it or a record is set playing us. Seems like they look forward to playing us now.
No, facts. Everybody has always looked forward to playing us, man. That comes with the black and gold. That comes with the logo. So you're not wrong with that. And yes, we are on the same page. We want this team to be a lot more consistent in terms of not playing up and down. And I think me and Deke, to an extent, talked about it in the sense that we've experienced Tomlin losses even when Ben was here. The difference was the amount of wins and dope performances as a team that we could put together in between these embarrassing moments, these lapses where we talked about, we're coming in here after winning 6 games in a row or 4 in a row. We done knocked off the who's who, and you get this team and we be like, you just don't have that same life or death edge when you're preparing. And it shows up in those games and those little moments in between the margins, right? But the difference is we said with this team, they haven't done enough of the stuff in between to even be like, how can you look down on this squad when you ain't even put together a 4-game streak? You ain't put together, these type of runs that we were doing or even before me they were doing. So that's the part where we look at this team. We are more critical of, and we do say, hey, if that message can't be delivered consistently, then sure, we do need to make a switch. And that was also, I don't know if me and you had this conversation. This might have been when I was doing the Steelers Nation radio, but I said, even with that, it's like, if our team is to the point where they need to be babysit, micromanager, they need somebody that's going to be more authoritative and harder on them, then Coach Tomlin is not that guy. Coach Tomlin, he believes that you're a professional. If you make it here, he's going to give you professional courtesy to do your job. And if not, he's just going to get somebody else that can do that. But if we're saying as a fan base, and if we're saying that now this isn't the type of team that you can just kind of sit back and let them be professionals. We're saying that they're not mature enough to be that. We're saying that they're not good enough to just show up and handle it on their own. That you need that type of person here, then yeah, man, I do think that if that is truly the case, then yeah, make that switch. But we also have to understand that if we're making that switch, the mindset is not saying that, yeah, we still are nice like this. We're saying that, yo, we actually got some kids that we're going to have to take some time really developing. We got some younger minds that really need some of that good old fashioned coaching to get them to where we think they need to be in terms of professional. I just think that's a little bit further off what we deem as our standard, what we deem as, you know, when we come here every single, we're like, yo, man, we got a chance for real. I just think that's a different conversation if that is truly where we're at. I personally don't think we're there, but that's also why I still have a lot of confidence in what we have here. But I can understand, man, if, you know, people aren't as optimistic, and y'all don't have to be. I'm more optimistic because I've lived it. I've been in these experiences where we've had to get out of some adversity, where we've had to kind of go through that fire. So that's why I'm a little bit more battle tested, and I have a lot more patience in these moments where I don't expect the viewer to have that. Heck, even times me and Deke, we disagree, and it's like, bro, I get it. But that's some of the stuff that when we talking coach team, we're talking about this team, we're talking about changes, big changes, whether it's this year, this offseason, and going forward. That's how my mindset is when we're talking about that type of stuff, man. Just based on what we've seen with Coach Tomlin since he's been here and how this team still responds to him.
E Frizz giving us $5.
Shout out to E Frizz, man, from the heart. We appreciate you.
GF, Moats, I agree. I have erased my Twitter and all local radio media. I'm a Steeler fan, but I'm cool off the Steeler Nation Twitter.
Oh, yeah, Twitter is foul. It's like insane, bro.
Sean McCartney, I'm thankful this is the NFL and not the FCF.
That's the fan-controlled football, right? I think that's what that was. I remember that. Then Manziel and Tay. Was that the one that T.O. played in too?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah. Shout out to the Fan Control League. All right.
I think if you get me in charge, I'd do some good things.
I think you got a chance, bro.
AJ Martinez, Coach Cowher had how many quarterbacks? 11, 8, 16, the slash 10, of course 7, and I probably forgot a couple others. Maybe I have an old school way of thinking.
Respect.
Who was 11?
Was that's not, no. Is that, no.
O'Donnell, too. O'Donnell was 14.
Right.
I think
Bubby?
I think he did go through some guys.
Nah.
Maddox is talking about Batch for 16. I don't think
Who's
Batch
11?
really got an opportunity like that. Yeah, I don't know who 11 is.
Yeah, I don't know who 11 is, though. But salute him, though, man. Salute him.
Booman318, guys not willing to stick through the transition is crazy, LOL. We not a bad team. We got to fix a few things, but I do think we're on the cups of being elite. These like injuries are hurting us. That's the problem, in my opinion.
And that's also the weird phase that we're in right now, where it's like when you're not all the way one thing or the other, people don't know how to handle that. And I think that's also why us as like a fan base, we kind of react as much as we react week and week, right? Week to week. 1 minute we're on top of the world and we feel like, yo, we have a team that can beat or compete with anybody. Then other games we're like, bro, how is this the same team? How did we just lose to that squad right there? It is because of what you just said, Boo Man. We are very much a team that is on the cusp of being really good, but at the same time, if we're not careful and we don't keep progressing, we could also go really bad. Just like that. We're in that little bit of a phase right now. And that's normal. But the problem is it's not our normal as Steeler fans. So we're all kind of losing our mind in this new uncharted territory under Coach Tomlin right now, man.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks is, like, we don't have some of our main guys out there, particularly the starting quarterback.
Right. That should ease you.
Well, yeah,
or
or even just
there, yeah.
so you could see a better sample on a week-to-week basis of, like, okay, we're getting a bigger sample size of this. You know, we had a rocky game this last week, but Kenny's still here. But now it's Mitch, and we might not see Kenny for a couple weeks.
Weird. Yeah.
It's tough because I do think we've been on the cusp a couple times this year.
We have.
Coming after that Rams game, I'm like, yeah, damn,
and
we got this going good. And then Kenny gets hurt in the Jaguars game.
And I do get when people say, man, hey, we're on the cusp. Maybe that change at coach is the difference to take us over the top. And if that's the case, sure. But say that. Y'all be saying all this other nonsense where I be like, how can I take you serious when you be calling what we doing terrible, mediocre, average? And I'm like, that is factually incorrect. But if you just simply say, man, I just think that where we're at right now as a team, just switching this guy out, I don't know who he might be, but just switching him out, I think gives us the best chance. Man, I'd rather you say that. I'm like, all right, cool. But some of the other stuff is just like, y'all go way too far. And that's why y'all lose me. Shit.
E-Frizz. Yo, my guys. Been listening since 2019. First
Let's
super.
go.
The booing ain't it. Moats. Does booing negatively affect the team at one point? Going to Indy, no boos for me, but definitely a lot of puking.
Hey, shout out. If you ain't puking, man, you ain't turning up. Respect. But be safe, though. Be safe. Yeah, to an extent, booing does affect you if you allow it. Some dudes, when they get criticism, they take it to heart and it makes them, start to close up. They get more insecure or less confident in their abilities, right? That's a natural human response to criticism, to booing, to negative reinforcements, right? Then you got some that will simply just ignore it. I envy them dudes. They be like, oh man, we just ignore it. We all try to do that. Then you got the other ones. It's kind of like how I be the majority of the time, where you just be like, yeah, I wish I could just get a moment with every single person whenever they make them comments, whenever they boo, say something slick out their mouth. Because you just be like, yeah, I know this would not be the same if we had the chance to meet in person. But then you also got to realize you got to be professional. So you try your best to ignore it. And that's what, you try to do on a day-to-day. But, yeah, you hear it. You definitely hear the boos. You hear the boos. You see the comments. Yeah, you get all that stuff because we are human. Absolutely.
AJ Martinez, I think Coach T has one more year, but KP on the chopping block. So I have heard through social media fatheads from some possible reliable peeps.
I think I saw the one thing where they were saying that they were considering at one point making a switch at quarterback.
Yeah, TG made us aware of that in our group message.
I think that was, but that was from Dulac.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was from Dulac. Yeah. I mean, that's probably like the only thing that that's like the one that I saw. What up? Put it like this though. I think both of them dudes, man, for Coach T, he has 1 year left on his deal. We'll see if they decide to extend him or not. I think that will. I don't know how much information we get from it though.
On extension?
Yeah. Yeah. That's my only thing. Cause I'm like,
I think if you extend him, like he'll be around longer.
If it's just a 1 year, but you just give him just the one more. That's what I'm saying. Because he's been doing just the 1 year extensions, or it was like the every other year type thing. Yes, that's why I'm like, do you treat this kind of the same? Because I don't think Kenny is like this is his last year. I feel like he's definitely going to be here next year. He's definitely going to get a chance to compete or still be the guy.
Yeah, I think Tomlin likes him.
I feel like, so that's what I'm like.
Tomlin believes him.
I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting, man.
A2A style. I hate when we lose and the Bills win because I have to see Moats in the Bills gear every single time.
I don't do that every time.
It never fails.
Yeah, dude. I don't do it every time.
But I don't blame you. They drafted you.
Hey, look, I don't do it every single time. I just do it whenever I know y'all about to be in here on some nonsense. And because we lost on Thursday night and them quarterbacks played well enough on Sunday, I see plenty to know that y'all was going to be on one today. So I figured I was just going to take myself in. I was going to unplug my controller. I was like, look, I'm going to put my alumni card over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just an alumni today. All right? I'm just an alumni. So I just left it at that. But I'll be back, though. You know that. I started calling my JMU stuff. But I was like, nah, I feel like this, since we talking pros today. And I knew y'all was going to be on this energy. So I want to do it like that. Salute you to A2A style.
AJ Martinez, I would mention a butthead on the gram made a clip of us getting spanked through the years by New England. He played Renegade. WTF. Sad, but true.
Hey, man, it's like that sometimes, baby. It's like that.
We got Dondre Zell. All bias aside, how long is his leash? Because you say all the things sarcastically, like, give us what we want, but what would you do, or when do you say his time is up? What scenario do you fire, Coach T?
I know y'all have a hard on for firing people. Like, I get it. Y'all want to fire everybody. I want to cut everybody. I want to trade everybody at the drop of a dime. I just don't have that same energy, baby. I understand at this level, success takes time. I understand at this level, to find sustained success is rare. So that's why I just operate with that mindset before I just make a decision because the wind is blowing that way. In terms of his leash or how long it is, you've heard me say he has 1 year left on his contract. That's your answer. You ain't hear me talk about, hey, let's start extending him 5 years, 3 years. In fact, when I just brought up an extension, I said, Deke, I don't even know how long you would do that. I don't know just yet. But once again, if you got a hard on to just fire, well, sure, have at it, man. Go for it. Fire everybody to drop a hat.
In a way, it kind of works out that he has this contract up after 1 year, where you could just let it play out naturally, organically.
And he had already been doing this a couple of years ago. This isn't new. He was already starting this. And that's when the conversation started to become, okay, is he about to retire? This was while Seven, I think, had 2 years left on his deal. Back when Kevin Colbert started to switch up how he was getting his extensions done. Because it was flirting with the idea of Ben, Colbert, and Tomlin all leaving at the same time. But once again, in terms of, you might be feeling like I'm sarcastic towards you when y'all make these comments about firing people. It just be crazy to me that everybody always talk about firing people all the time, as if people ain't real people. That's my whole stance. That's why you hear my energy is that when y'all speak to that specifically. No different if somebody was hollering to fire you all the time. I'd be like, yo, why y'all always want to fire Don Drezell, man? I feel the type of way about that too. Because like, yo, you a person. But people kind of forget that with sports, especially professional sports. So that's all. But yeah, my answer has not changed, baby. Won't change. Got 1 year left on the deal. Let's see what he keeps doing with this season, and then we will see what he does next season. But to act as if Coach Tomlin has not earned the right to finish out his contract based on what he's done here, come on, baby. Think about what you say. That's why I always be having some issues with how y'all be coming at me. Because that's the part where I'm like, if you really say it to yourself, write it down and look at it, it's like, that's logic. I just don't agree with that. But that's why I said this maybe is me. So it's all good, baby.
Richard Arbizo, shout out to Moats for calling out the Fairweather fans.
Nah, don't get me in trouble. I ain't shouting. Don't shout me out. I'm just here.
A2A style. Mitch reminds me of Pam Newton. Both never steps into throws, but Pam could run a lot better.
Jeez.
Google East.
He got his podcast going bumping too, bro. Shout out to my dog, Kent. Well, I ain't my dog, but shout out to Kent.
Google East, give Trace McSwirly the starting job. # we are. No.
There it is. There it is.
Hell no.
Why not? It can't hurt, man.
No, if we're actually in a serious position where we're talking about Trace McSwirly, we better have called up Big Ben. We better have.
But Trace was good at Penn State, bro.
Come on, dude.
He was good at Penn State.
And that's about... That was his maxed out.
He was good at Penn State, man.
Right there.
Just let him live, bro.
That's it. Good college quarterback.
Man, just let him live, bro.
That's all you got. No. Let's go, UW. People hated Mason because he talked bad on 7. And he was right to do so. People got butthurt about it.
He didn't talk bad on 7.
He wasn't right to do so. If he
didn't talk bad on 7.
He was wrong to do so.
He just simply explained their relationship. That was it. And everybody went crazy on it, man. Nah. Mason ain't ever do nothing out of pocket, man. He just simply said, point to the playbook.
Ben was giving him directions, man. Ben was helping him out.
I say Mason got in trouble for that. I'm like, yo, be careful, man. It's cold world. Cold world.
Ben was showing him what it was like to be a legend on the football field.
My boy said, want to talk to it? Ain't nothing wrong with it. He's earned that, though. And that's what you got to understand. Certain plays, like, bro, you ain't about to be tripping on that. And like, bro, that's 7.
AJ Martinez, sabotage 7, sabotage Coach T, ? Sabotage Canada, ?
Oh.
No, not Canada. Get that out of here.
They said TBD on
sabotage
Canada, man.
Coach
TBD.
T. Yeah, if you want to talk about Mitch throwing the pick last game and KZ overrunning that pick, sure. I don't think that's on Tomlin.
Sabotage season.
AJ Martinez, Coach T getting sabotaged by some of his players. I just brought that up. Yeah. Let's go, UW. Mahomes is the biggest crybaby in the league.
Yes, I was big mad.
Yeah, I didn't like that look. I'm not a fan of the Bills. Would have preferred to see them lose, but I didn't appreciate how Mahomes handled that postgame. He was going up to Josh Allen, just say good game, whatever.
He just wanted to express himself,
And
man.
he just went off.
He was expressing himself, baby.
He went off. He honestly sounded like me when I play Madden.
I was just laughing because I was like, boy, you seeking comfort. You complaining to everybody that do not
Andy
care.
Reid was pissed
Nobody
too. Andy
that can
Reid
help
said
you.
some stuff in his post game too.
But he also confirmed that Kadarius Toney did not check with the official and he was aligned off sides. So.
Is he? Is Mahomes being that guy right now? Did he take over the reins?
Man, he's earned the right if he is. I get it, It's a Bills effect. They have that way. I mean, shoot, you hate the Bills and they have done nothing wrong to you, man. Think about that, bro. Think about it.
No, it's become a rivalry. It's definitely become a rivalry.
They said
over the last 4 years.
They said the same about the Chiefs too. They was like, you see this it's becoming a little rivalry right now. They're getting heated up. So I get it, man. I get it.
Who's saying it's a rivalry?
That's what you're saying with the Bills and Chiefs. They was like, oh, you see, because the Bills done got them a couple times here, and now they getting them back, and they saw us chippy every time. That's what they said. Your boy Romo said it, matter of fact. Yeah. I'm just here, bro. So I also, that's the Bills effect. You hate them for some reason. They was beefing with them for some reason. I was with the Bills when nobody cared about them. I'm like, why everybody saying, oh, y'all got beef with the Bills? Y'all used to not care about our quarterback, care about the colors, care about Indians. Now y'all be talking grease about everybody. I'm like, girl, when did this happen? It's crazy.
Yeah. Demetric Smith, my debate for Mason. Never got a fair shake and said he was going to have a chance prior to Kenny if he gets one game and falls off. I'll just zip it.
No, I do agree with what you're saying. If we're saying, the fairness of his opportunity, 100% he did not get a fair shake at this thing. But at the same time, in the professional level, it's not about being fair. It's about capitalizing your opportunity regardless of what that opportunity is, man. How big or how small. Take advantage of it. And unfortunately, he did not do it enough at that time. So that's ultimately why it still is what it is with him currently, man. But let's not also act like he was not a free agent. We re-signed him after he tested the market.
Yeah.
So it's not just that we viewed him that way. 31 other teams had a chance to sign him. They did not. He came back. So all I'm saying is maybe the league views him differently than, maybe you, Demetric, and some others.
I'd be fine with him being our permanent backup for a while if we decide to move off of Mitch due to cap reasons or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fine with Mason sticking around. I think he's a solid backup. International. Effort, antics, and attitude. And yes, Moats, I said it dating back to Juju dancing on logos.
I'm with you. Yep.
Yes, we were winning. It was still... Oh, he's talking about the receivers. Okay.
Yeah, he's so specific.
Yes, we were winning. It was still stupid. No different now.
So he put it all together. Because remember, I kind of looked at it as the one side. You looked at it as the other side. If you're putting it all together, oh, yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, because we do know it creates issues, right? To an extent, it does. But at the same time, my statement was... what my stance is this, man. I think back to my time with AB and while Juju was here. Juju was still dancing. Juju was still having fun. Juju was still doing stuff. AB was still AB. The difference was we were winning, though. And that was, kind of my stance with it. It's like, when you win, you're just able to overcome so much of that type of stuff. It becomes minute. It becomes elevator music. But because we're not winning right now, everything feels heightened. And I think that's also what we kind of got to understand. But that's also the timing does matter. When we're talking about that time frame, we were winning, so we got away with some of that stuff. This time frame right now, they're not as successful. They're not as proven. So with that, this can have a little bit more impact, more effect on the team. And that's something that me as an alumni have to understand. And when I'm looking at Coach T, the areas where I'm critical of him specifically is, how are you adjusting with this new wave of player that is coming out of college? The new wave of guys that have not always had to fight through the adversity. We know this new age has been able to do a little bit more movement versus having to go through everything. As a coach, though, you got to be able to adjust to that. You got to understand how to relate to that, how to communicate to that. This is the stuff that when I look at Coach T, I want to see how you go forward with that, right? That's what I'm critical of him of, not the nonsense that a lot of people bring up, that type of stuff, because that is something I think is going to have a long impact when we talk about a George Pickens, right? Young, talented dude, but frustrated. I'm sure if he was at Georgia and this was going on, do you think he would have to stay at Georgia? No, he would just transfer and go somewhere else, man. But we got to understand how to work with those type of players now. We got to understand how to massage that ego at a time, but at the same time, be able to hold them accountable. And I think that's something that for Coach T, because he's been doing it for so long and has been accustomed to a certain style of player, which we call a Steeler, right? And you always hear Minka, you've heard Troy, for all these different dudes talk about a Steeler. It's like, okay, that was what we set our standard as. That's how we showed up in that building every day. The standard's the standard. Y'all love it and y'all make it as it's a Super Bowl. The standard is being a professional, showing up to work every single day, doing what you're supposed to do every single day, consistency every single day. That's the standard. But I get it. That's not for everybody to understand if y'all ain't been in that room. Y'all ain't lived that life. But these newer guys, not everybody has had to uphold that, and everybody's had to live that. So I just think that that's something for me. When I'm looking at Coach T going forward, it's like, yo, we're going to have to make sure that you're still able to get them dudes to be professional in every single element, even when it's not convenient, even when there is adversity, even when these dudes want to go and do childish stuff at times. It's like, yo, show me that you can keep them dudes locked in, man. And that's what we're going to see. But he in the heart of it right now.
International, Flacco over Mason at the worst. He belongs over him.
He's available.
I would say, yeah, if I had to take a quarterback between Joe Flacco and Mason, I'd give Joe Flacco I'd give him the nudge. Champ, bro. I would.
Yeah.
I would take, I think, based off career, for sure.
Right, okay. I was about to say, let's not do that. I'm like, yo, just Joe Flacco.
He's better than Mitch. Playing right now, though, I'd take Kenny over Flacco.
Listen, we don't like Joe because it's Joe Flacco. But if we take our feelings off of Joe,
I already said
Joe is still
Kenny has Joe Flacco's career, Joe that is a success.
Yeah.
One Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd take that all day.
Yeah.
International, 3rd and 2, medium pass.
Yeah.
4th and 2, Hail Mary. Just trash.
Yes.
Yeah, that was bad.
We were super aggressive on the 4th and 2. I did not agree with it all the way. I get why he looked where he looked. And that was going back to the GP defender directly on him. DJ kind of got a step. So he's like, I'm going to put that there versus going over here. My whole thing is, bro, fast release the back. Too. Yeah. I'm like, bro, either the back or something sitting over here across, man. Like, whole game.
He had someone running his little zig route over the middle.
Yes. And my other thing is, a lot of times we had a tendency to go to stop routes, curl routes, or things around the yard marker. It's like, yo, we do this all game, and now we get to the point where it's like perfect to call this type of stuff. And then we want to get aggressive. We like, but we got new coordinator, new play caller, short week, new quarterback. Yeah. I'm over here just like, yeah.
International, that Mahomes offsides call had nothing on ours.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy, man.
You talking about the field goal against the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no one was offsides. Yeah.
But they said that
the Jaguars guy was offsides.
They were talking about it in the game, how this year, because of the point of emphasis, like we talked about, based on the Eagles, because of the whole tush push, the point of emphasis this year has been neutral zone infractions. And they said, I think they've called, it was like either 20-something neutral zone infraction calls across the league this year, up to this point where they're saying that typically at this stage, it might be like single digits or right around 10 or something like that. Like it was like some crazy disparity between this year versus like the past like couple of seasons, but it's because that's their point of emphasis this year, solely because of the QB the Philadelphia tush push. That's their way. They even called it against Philly. They called the guard. He had his like hand down.
Yeah.
And it was like, yep, neutral zone. So it was like that's their thing. So, but that Kadarius Toney, he was lined up clearly offsides. I think that's something totally different. It's kind of like if a dude blatantly grabs a face mask and we like, why you throw that flag? It's like, bro, he blatantly grabbed the face mask. Like, I get some of the stuff that we might talk about in terms of neutral zone, your alignment, but bro is clearly off sides. That's the part that was just, it's like, all right, it's the Chiefs, so I get it. We're supposed to make it a big deal. I'm like, dude, it's lined off sides.
Let's go, UW. Shohei Ohtani pulled a Bobby Bonilla with his deal.
Bro, epic. Love it for him, man.
Black Lavender. Haven't I been saying life without Madden is lovely? Yes. 100%. Yeah, he like Steelers Red Warrior.
Yeah.
One of the dudes in the Twitch chat.
Let's get it. I like that.
Moved on. He's more of an MLB guy. See, I never really got into MLB though. It's boring. It's more boring than actual baseball games. The video game's more boring than actual baseball games. It's terrible. I couldn't get into it. I tried for like a week. Let's go, UW. I regret to inform everyone that Old El Paso made salsa for people in the UK and Australia, and they went mild is too spicy, so they made extra mild salsa.
Extra mild. I like it, bro. Salute the extra mild, man. Salute extra mild.
This is legit?
I don't know, but that's funny if they made extra mild. All right.
That's crazy.
They say, yeah, that mild, that a little too high right there, bro. Extra mild.
So we can't get that here. He's being serious.
I think so, bro. That's such a random fact, bro.
That's an incredible one.
Yeah.
I wish I would have
salute him, bro.
With that random fact.
I like it.
Brandon King, we always talk coaching, but what players are top 10 this year in the league on this team? I'll start TJ, maybe Minka, but even he isn't at his best. He's been hurt too.
Yeah. Brandon, you know that's context, man. Yeah, that's context. And you know, I also agree, but I think that the way that we view our players as fans, I don't know if they're going to agree with you when you say how many of our guys are top 10. Not even trying to be funny. You know how Deke feel about Kenny. It's people that swear by GP as the best player in the league or best receiver. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you can have the talent to be that, but are you producing to that? Because I don't think just because you're talented enough that equates to you being a top guy. I think we have talented players on offense, or even on this team, we have talented players, but in terms of legit top 10s, you're right. TJ Watt. After that, who is the proven above reproach guarantee that we could put him up there in any debate and he's going to be in that top 10? We really don't have that. And I think that's part of when we're talking about our expectations, right? Week in and week out. But y'all don't be wanting, not you, they don't be wanting to hear that. So that's why it's like, yo, you just got to roll with it, man. Yeah. But our talent based on what we think versus where we really are, I think are just two different places.
I still don't even think we're that far off either.
We're not far off, no.
We're not. Like, literally, we have one more win. We're tied with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The team that a lot of people are thinking are the AFC favorites because they have Mahomes. And cool, they got Mahomes, but, man, he's injuries. He's injuries, bro. That's what I'm attributing it more to. Truly. If Penny stays healthy, I think we get an extra win or two. And we're either 8-5 or 9-4.
Well, his stats have proven that. So
when he's in, he wins games.
No, he's definitely proving that, man. I just realized this joint is 640, bro. So then we got super. All right,
we got about 7.
All right, bet.
Well,
I know I got something after that. I got to take a little lady somewhere.
A28 just dropped a 50.
Shout out to A28, man.
It says,
I appreciate you from the heart.
It's hard coaching players whose babysitter was an iPhone. They built different. You got to come at them different. That's why I think you got to have someone on the staff that can relate to them because even they are raised different. Parents are friends now. They spare the rod.
No, you bring up some great points. Just, talking to dudes that are working with more of the younger players, right? Got a lot of dudes that are in the coaching profession, whether it's professionally, collegiately, heck, even at the high school level. And that is something that they've all spoken on. It is a very different type of, athlete that you're dealing with now in today's climate. Not to sound like the old guy, but it's like, dang, dude, you didn't live long enough that you sound like the old guy at times. It's like, all right,
well, we grew up with the phone. I think we can even acknowledge
we
the phone.
did.
The phone has made us worse as social beings in a way.
I'm not even getting to that extent. I think the big thing that I've seen is just in the past when we were coming up, right, as players, you didn't have the luxury of, I'm just going to leave if it doesn't work. Your mindset was, I got to beat this guy out. Your mindset was, I better go figure out another position, another way to contribute. Whereas now, transfer portal. Now, man, I'm NIL. I can get paid. So it's just a different mindset. It's a different type of player. I mean, heck, we got Caleb Williams. Think about him, right? Caleb already saying, man, I don't know if I want to go there just yet. I might want to stay here. You get to call your shot now. It's just different. I don't want to call him entitled, but that's a different type of person that you're dealing with coming in like that. Whereas typically you don't get that. Typically you get the guy that has had to grind, and now that he's here, he's like, yo, I'm ready to be the professional. I'm ready to be the guy. It's just a different time frame, man. But life is life, man. It evolves. I'm sure the OGs said that about us at one point.
So, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Millennials were soft.
Yeah, I'm sure they said that about us at one point, and we looking down and saying this about them at one point. I just try to just take our time with them, give them some grace, man. The same way the people before us gave us some grace, man.
Let's see here. Chris says, run the ball, play good defense, we can win. I feel like we have the formula, but the players are selfish. Like what Minka said, I said bad coaching.
So, I look at it like this, man. Selfish players are also a part of it just because you have more of your individual brands, right? That's more of a dynamic now. So you do have to deal with a lot more balancing the personalities, balancing these players' feelings, along with motivating them, along with them getting out there. I would just say this, in the midst of all of that, we're still sitting at the 6th spot in the postseason, regardless of what y'all might personally feel about it, right? That's the one part that you can't have a feeling on. It's facts. We're still, if the season ends today, we're sitting at the 6th seed. We're still sitting at 7 wins. So it's like, as bad and all this is, how bad of coaching are we talking if we're still in this position with all the other adversity as well?
Night Rider 16 gifted 10 months memberships
Shout
to
out
Brian
to Night
Rivers,
Rider 16.
Pearl Jam 26, Jonathan Stevens, Lifted Ones, John Davis 08, John M, Jared Green, Frank Sauza, and Reggie Reg.
And welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to you, Night Rider 16, being an absolute rock star at life.
A2A style. I think Saturday I'll save my gummy because my boys be blowing my high every time. For real, for real.
No, that is facts. I definitely can agree with you on that sometimes.
Russell Schwartz, don't forget it took Bradshaw 5 years to become the QB he was. I tried telling everyone that Bradshaw documentary, mandatory viewing for a Steeler fan. Mandatory. When I said that like a month ago.
Yeah, you did.
Mandatory. Bradshaw documentary. It's done with Sable, one of the Sables.
Yeah,
he's the
from
one.
NFL Films. Yeah.
It's like 50 minutes long. A few million views or something. It's on there.
Quick hitter, man. You can't 15, man. You can give you
50.
15.
No, 50.
Oh, you say 50? You got 50. 50 is a quick hitter. That's under 60.
Mandatory.
That's mandatory. You got that in you.
They wanted him gone. They hated Bradshaw, dude. Hated him. Butcherberg, but it's deep. Like it's deep.
No.
Like the whole, it's good. Butcherbergen, Zofo 11. It isn't a 3-year plan. Super Bowl next year. Stay the course. Don't throw the baby out with the bong water. Let's get some playoff experience and see how far we go.
I like the mindset, baby. I do. And that is true. I do think that you need experience to grow. And if that experience just so happens to be, okay, this group found a way to get into the first round and they lost, or this group found a way to get to the second round and they lost, why is the mindset instantly got to be, oh my God, this is a failure? No, you look at that experience, you say, this is a young team that's about to build on this all season. This is a young team that has finally got a chance to be in that type of pressure situation, not simulated, legitimate. And we learned a lot about them in those situations. I just think that, just a different mindset, man. Different mindset.
A2A style, my sis calls 8 Johnny Manziel with a little bit of wins. I would take that as a compliment. I actually think Manziel could have been good, but
that boy was a wild. He was a wildcat, man.
obviously Pickett's not as good as Manziel in terms of like scrambling and running, I don't think, but I think Pickett is a better passer and leader.
Yeah.
Better guy to be the head of your team, I'd say.
I don't think so.
International, not the field goal against the Jags, the false start versus New England. Oh, yeah, that was some BS. How many times is this happening when they're making these calls against us, and then they bring in the officials expert, Gene Steratore, one of these guys? What do you think of that, Gene? Oh, yeah, I don't know why they called that.
Start against.
It was the movement. Yeah, it was the head movement with Kuntz.
He said that it wasn't a false start?
Oh, yeah, the official.
All right, salute.
Or what? Yeah, is that what they called the false start with the head movement?
I thought it. Me personally, I thought it was just because of the simultaneous. That was the same thing that Jason Kelsey was doing with the Eagles. He give you hand, simultaneous head bob while cadence is going on. That's what I thought. But I ain't. I'm watching the joint on silent, man.
That's what the head official said. He was like, I don't know why they called that.
All right.
He's like, that's pretty normal to me.
Respect there. Respect.
Chris, never forget when Travis Kelce was crying about Eric Fisher's flag on James Harrison in the playoffs. They cry babies. Wait, we're the same way. LOL.
It'd be like that, man. You know how it is, man.
I do remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
No, I like it, man. Respect. It's a good one today, bro. Good one today.
I had a good time.
I like it, man. I like it. So, yeah, man. Definitely was a vibe. Bro, it's Monday. There we go. All right. So, I mean, shoot. I ain't got nothing left. What you got on you, Anthony?
No, I'm good.
All right. With respect to that there, man, I'm going to go over here and be a good dad, man, and get back on schedule with the fam. So, y'all hit that like button one time for the coach. And don't forget to subscribe and salute to each and every one of y'all in the convos as well. And let me also put this out here before we back up out of this thing. Just because I don't agree with your opinion, baby, don't mean that you're wrong. Keep having your opinions, all right? They say, well, I'm going to keep having my opinions, baby. All right, so salute each and every one of y'all, though, all right? And until next time, baby.
Peace.